Ladies and gentlemen, let me, before I proceed to the stream, I want to, I want to proceed the stream by saying that this is going to be the most painful stream that I'm going to get through for the next 2.5 or 3 hours. And the reason is not because of the cringe, although that really doesn't help, but it's because I have a very, very painful canker sore right in my tongue, right on the left side of my tongue, on my left side. If you're seeing it, it should be on your right. And I want to show it to you, but it's gory as fuck. Like, if you're seeing what my tongue, the situation my tongue is, it looks like it just mutated like cancer out of it or something. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And I'd rather not show it to you, because I showed it to my brother and he was like, what the fuck, dude? he is so terrified of it. It's like if cancer, a tumor grew out of my tongue, and it's just particularly just hitting on my left side. I don't know why. I'm just really not lucky right now. But I'm trying to do my best to talk, because this is what I do. I have to talk. I have to talk on stream for 3 hours and manage this pain. I guess it's what Dr. House felt, except instead of legs, it's my tongue. And this is what he has to do. He has to walk in and treat every patient and everything. Oh man. But anyway, aside from that, how are you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. What's up? Welcome to another installment of appabend's Memestream. Hope you guys are doing very well. What have you guys been playing? What have you guys been listening to? What have you guys been doing? What have you guys been jacking off to? Whatever, let me know in the chat. We're gonna spend the first 1 hour and 7 minutes of the stream. Check the timer down below to do a lot of Q&A, do a lot of catch up, and trying to figure out what you guys have been up to, what have I been up to, and just have a little bit of discussion before I actually get to the cringe. There's quite a lot of cringe. A lot of it is involving cancel culture. A lot of people are being canceled left and right. A lot of allegations being thrown in left and right. And there are some cases where the people who made the allegations are doing it for clout chasing. There are some cases where the people who got alleged by are actually the predators, because and I think both cases are absolutely possible, because both cases are done by human beings, and human beings can be fucking stupid. They are subjected into the 7 deadly sins, and every single one of us are subjected into the 7 deadly sins and are capable of committing one or more of them at the same time. That's just how human beings are evil these days. And unfortunately, they're also not as physically strong, because they won't let me to get through the stream without having a healthy tongue. Still painful. So you're gonna be seeing me talking weirdly, because this is genuinely painful. Something gory as shit. Some real gory shit that I probably won't show to you. Anyway, let's get to the chat here. Oh, actually, what have I been doing? What have I been playing? Let's see. Yeah, Steam Summer Sale is out now, and I've been buying a couple of games. I bought Max Payne 2. I didn't know I didn't have Max Payne 2, but I bought Max Payne 2. I bought Wolfenstein: The New Order. I didn't know that I have Wolfenstein: New Order, but I have now. I didn't have Wolfenstein: New Order, but I have it now. I bought Chaos Child. I bought Assassin's Creed, the games right after 3, 4, Syndicate, Rogue, Unity. I do like Black Flag and Rogue. I do want to replay both of them, but Unity and Syndicate, not much of a fan. I bought Far Cry 3 as well, and it's now finished downloading, and I'm gonna be playing it again because it's been a while. And also been playing SpongeBob's Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. That was a pretty fun game. Although I don't really have that much of a nostalgia with Battle for Bikini Bottom. I do have a lot of nostalgia for Creature from the Krusty Krab, which I really, really love, and also the movie video game, which I also really love. And apparently it's a spiritual successor for the game, sort of. And I really like them, and playing that game again, and or playing that sort of SpongeBob-esque platformer game, it's kind of refreshing and fun. I do have a good time with it. Aside from that, recently I've been playing Tsukihime for some reason. I'm just kind of curious, and I haven't been through the visual novel far enough. But my overall first impression of it is basically Fate the Vampire Slayer. That's basically my first impression of it. But I don't know. Maybe it shifted into something else. Maybe it didn't. But Fate the Vampire Slayer is basically the best way for me to describe it. But aside from that, nothing much else. Yeah, let's get to the chat. Cancality, what are we? Mortal Kombat. Yeah, looks like a lot of cancellations happen left and right. So I suppose Cancality is the proper way to say that. Oh man. Man, it sure is fun following your goals. Also, hello. Thinking of instruments to use for a character theme is enjoyable as well. How did Byleth get cancelled? Not Byleth specifically, just a bunch of people, and they're asking why me. This is why the thumbnail is there. I see Byleth stumble upon the shit Fire Emblem protagonist list and saw his name in the #1 spot. Let's see. I am semi-stuck on choosing instruments when making a character in a video game. Did you hear about Brian Drummond, original English voice actor of Vegeta? Spitting on a fan's gift because he didn't like the fan disagree with the politics and ended the post with your actions of con. I actually, I saw that on Twitter and that was really stupid. Like really stupid. Necro13 donated $1.30. Big ups, Appa. We'd love to for a few streams in the near future. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Yes, I do love to stream with pretty much anybody. Anybody. If you want me to stream with you or talk shit with you guys on a specific stream, go ahead. I'm pretty much open. My paper's about to finish. I'm about to go to the trials. The date is still not specified yet. It's to be announced, but paper's finished. I need to go to the trial, and then I finally graduate. And college is finally over for me. Also, Streamlabs, please, links down below, just to make sure that my tongue is okay right after today. It's a strong drama movie, so if you like drama movies, watch it. I'm thinking my first character theme will be piano mixed with something else. Happy Friday, everyone. Hey guys, I've been watching old WWFE, WCW stuff and reminded me how much better the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras were. Also watched the OFA Genesis Survivor Galarf, so yeah. Intense typing. Then continue with other projects and hopefully get more creative with the virtual song I have. Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay stream. I sleep. Cyberpunk 2077 anime spin-off announced. Made by Studio Trigger. Real shit. I'm actually... the funny thing about Cyberpunk is that because I've already decided to buy the game anyway, so I just pretty much avoid anything Cyberpunk 2077 related. I avoid the gameplay, the trailers, I avoid the interviews, everything like that. I've already decided I'm gonna buy the game and I'd rather not spoil myself too much of it, and it's gonna be the biggest game, most anticipated game of this year. Let's see. Been watching Tower of God and Ghost Hunter shoujo anime. Feels good to keep the weight of a balance. Yo, I really do got that Friday vibe in here too. Catching up on anime from 2020. Are there animes in 2020? Saturday morning where I am. This is nice to wake up to. Jenna Marbles got cancelled. I'm not too familiar with what happened, but yeah, apparently famous YouTuber Jenna Marbles got cancelled, and I'm not too familiar with her content, but yeah, it sucks. I've been a little bit under the weather. Remember what I said about my brother-in-law last week? The worst had happened. He tested positive for Corona-chan. Oof. Yikes. Let's see. Hi, Appa. Hi from Indonesia. Sorry, kind of like a broken record. Hey, Appa and chat. Hope you get better. Been watching PewDiePie's Last of Us 2 playthrough, and I can certainly say that if it wasn't for his commentary, the game itself would be an absolute disaster. Yeah, it's... Show it. You want me to see? Do you want to see it, ladies and gentlemen? If you want to see the painful, gory-ass cancer sore right in here, well, some people might say it could have been worse, but let's just say that my brother was terrified of it, and he isn't terrified of shit. So let's face it, not many YouTubers will be moved star level. Also, appabend, damn, I hope you guys feel better. I got cancer sore before light ones. Show it. Get some salt again. Yeah, I did basically just gargle some salt before this, but that doesn't really do much. Don't show it. Okay, then all right. Sorry, you have the T virus. If it gets really bad, we'll understand if you have to cut the stream short. No, if my mouth bleeds on the stream, I will continue. That I'm gonna continue regardless. It's gonna be, this stream is gonna get fucking hardcore. My mouth's gonna suddenly bleed right on the middle of the stream. It's like, yes, baby, dedication right there. That's it. I'm not gonna be depressed all over it. Instead, I'm gonna stay strong and take care of the rest of the family. So there are gonna be some ratios. Well, come on. At this point, Twitter's system right now has been designed to curb ratios left and right. So I don't think there's gonna be ratios, but there are gonna be definitely base people who are dunking on others. Use a text-to-speech if it gets too painful. Nah, fam. Too long. Finished a new drawing just now and I've been playing Pokemon Clover. How's it that ROM hack Pokemon game is more fun than the recent official ones? Been watching, haven't you heard? I'm Sakamoto. I can't stay long. I'm gonna play D&D tonight with some friends. Cool. Finished setting up a PC for my dad. It was pretty freaked up though. My birthday was on Sunday and I spent it doing a roughly 12-hour stream of gaming. How does a long man do it? Been playing good old Doom. I watched Jorman Garner and Reed Stills of Work and made it a biz. I'm ready to make soundtracks for video games. People being cancelled, so nothing new. Well, yes, people being cancelled is nothing new, but the frequency of people being cancelled is to the point where people has to talk about it. A lot of people are talking about it, so are you going to talk about Jenna Marbles? I am not too familiar with her content. I talk about her briefly, so is it cancer or Sariawan? I don't know the English word of Sariawan. Exactly, that's cancer source. Sariawan is cancer source. In case you don't know, Google it. It should be right there. And it's right on the tongue, so it's pretty bad. Let's just say that. Just been playing GTA 5 and doing another playthrough of Fire Emblem Thrashia 776. Cloud Chasers are the worst. Who's trying to cancel Byleth? I know he's a shit character, but I still think that's going too far. I'm planning on restarting my reading of Suku email my free time tonight if I have one. Bro, why do I keep confusing your name with a panda? Who the fuck is a panda? I've been playing Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter and studying for the test. I heard a rumor that Valve is going to remove every cop game like Battlefield Hardline and SWAT 4 off Steam, but cops are the bad guys. I guess fucking liberals. That's how when Persona fans disappointed an Atlas presentation during NGPX. Really? I've seen the new Game Plus Expo, and it's nothing that special really. Other than the fact that I see Suda51. I love that moment where Suda51 shows gameplay videos of No More Heroes, of an unreleased No More Heroes game, and then he just sit there in the front chilling, just in the front, just covering up the gameplay portion. And like, come on. But aside from that, I'm mostly just interested in the Trails stuff and the fact that the entire expo ends with Falcom, and I'm like, oh shit, baby! What is gonna be in Falcom? Oh, it's CS9. Of course, it's CS9. I thought it was gonna be a new Trails games, but well, I finally finished the first part of Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC. It was fun while it lasted, probably 3 to 4 hours of content. I'm not sure if somebody has mentioned this, but Zach from Anime News Network died about a month ago. I didn't hear about the cause though. The fuck? I haven't heard of that one. Talking weirdly, implying you haven't been doing that all this time. Well, I have been talking quite weirdly in pretty much every stream ever, but this is gonna be a little bit weirder than the last. Let's just say that. Can you sum up every wrong thing that happened this month? Well, I can't. I need 3 hours. Give me 3 hours. There's so many. Been playing and actually beat the original Zelda on the NES this week. Hashtag just another victim. Joel Schumacher just passed away. Yeah, I've heard of that. That's awful. Honestly, I haven't seen anything during the sales that has caught my eye. Everything that's dirt cheap I already have. Battle for Bikini Bottom needs some patches. Apart from that, it's golden. About Chaos Child, it is recommended to install community mods since there's some spelling mistake and errors. Oh. Also, are you covered Angry Joe's Me Too in the stream or in a separate video? I know about Angry Joe's Me Too. My opinion of it is just, I don't think he did anything wrong. I just think he, at least he's being genuine. At least he lawyered up. At least he actually tried to fight the allegations. And the person who made the allegation just straight up block all social media and just backtrack and backpedal everything. So that's at the point where you know who's on the right one at that point. But yeah, other than that, I'm not really too familiar with that. That's the last thing that I heard of that. Tsukihime is good. I haven't played it too much, but I do like the Fate vibe that it's been giving, and the Fate and the Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibe it's been giving. So, kind of tempted to get that SpongeBob game. Never got it back in the day. I guess that you paid a visit to the dentist today. Am I correct? I haven't visited any dentist today, and today is 6 a.m. so no dentists have opened. Yesterday, I haven't got any chance to visit a dentist. So, ironically enough, I played the movie game but never played Battle for Bikini Bottom. But I've heard that both were pretty much the same game, gameplay-wise. Yeah, The far routes already gets good. At least those are my favorite routes. Currently playing Nier Automata on the B route. If you played it, how many of the troll endings did you get? I've get pretty much almost, not almost all of them, but I got some of them. I got some of the troll endings, and I'm actually gonna be planning to replay the game in some time in the future and do like a full in-depth review of it and show you my opinions on it. And I've been planning to do that, but I really do need to walk through just to make sure that I can get to each and every single game, side quests as much as possible, every ending, every joke ending, etc., etc. I need to do all of that just to make sure I get the game to 100%, almost at least 90 to 95% through it. So, talking about that in a future video, but yeah. I played the hell out of the SpongeBob movie game. What kind of cancels? Because if it's something I don't care for, I'm not bothered by it. Well, I don't know. I don't know what you would be personally not care for and not bothered by. So I don't know. It depends on. It depends. We'll see. Only SpongeBob game I played was Nicktoons Unite, if that counts. Didn't Bachelor's original dub actor literally admit to assaulting his sister? Well, there was that hoopla that I forgot. It was a while ago, but it was a while ago. It seems a pain handling that condition when you speak. I do hope it recovers soon. Greetings, and anyone else want Twitter shut down too? It's gone too far. I mean, people have been wanting Twitter to shut down for a while now. So... Appa, if you listen to a band called Bear vs. Shark, no. Humanity's better off without Twitter. Congratulations, Appa. Good morning, Appa. Can't wait for the topic of the thumbnail. It's just a bunch of people getting canceled. We'll get to it. So you have stitches in your tongue. I have canker sores in my tongue. It's very painful. It is very, very painful. And I mean, it's painful to talk. It's painful to swallow things. It's painful to eat. It's painful in general. I fucking hate it. Whoever out there in the freaking creators of the universe has created this condition where periodically every once per month or 1 or 2 months, some random human being is capable of receiving some freaking blisters in their mouth that is so fucking painful you can't even speak, you can't even eat, you can't even do basic things. It makes me kind of appreciate how the mouth that we have right now is like the most important organ for us to stay alive in general. And without it, I mean, we couldn't do shit. And now that there's one single element in the mouth of me is so fucking painful, I can't even talk, even though I need to talk on the stream. Or I need to talk as best as I could and hold the pain as much as I could. So whoever designed human beings and allowed such a thing to happen, fuck you. And whoever designed human beings have also allowed them to get infected with any sorts of diseases like HIV or cancer or whatever, fuck you as well. Actually, fuck God in general for allowing human beings to contract any sorts of diseases. Just make them perfect. Just make them die because of... I don't know, but just make them die because of them being murdered instead of fucking random diseases. Just make them immune to literally anything. Immune to corona, why not? Bakana, you'd stream with me, Nani? So coronavirus cases skyrocketed just as predicted. To quote a certain someone, fuck you, I was right. But then I lose all the fan art, like loses some of the connections with artists who only use Twitter. Well, then don't delete Twitter. Hello, Appa in chat. I actually have a PS2 double pack of both the original SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom and the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. Cool. About State of Decay 2 and just realized I hadn't really spoiled myself to it ever since it launched. I guess everyone on Twitter and any social media has a 5-year-old mentality. Well, what else is new? Cyberpunk 2077 should blow The Last of Us 2 right out of the water. Which makes sense because Cyberpunk 2077 is a multi-platform game, so it's gonna be sold in a lot more platforms than The Last of Us 2, which is exclusively PS4. Is appabend a flying bison? I mean, I could be if you want to. Also, Christina V saying that Amber Heard's abuse of Johnny Depp. Johnny doesn't count as a Me Too horror story. No, keep that sick filth off stream. Okay, all right. I'd rather not throw up my lunch. Don't show it. We can handle a 12p gory scene. AK Jesus was diagnosed with coronavirus. Rest in peace. I do not want to see a Fist of the North Star flesh glob. Have you seen the Robocop movies? I've seen the first one. I really like the first one. I haven't seen the second, but I think I've seen the third on TV, and it wasn't that great. Finished The Adventures of Merlin, although I'm not that familiar with the King Arthur mythos. The show is great, and it seems that it respects the source material from what I've heard. That's metal. Also, I watched episode 1 through 7 to JoJo Part 1. The anime is getting existing. Exciting, you mean? Downloading Doom Eternal now and have been learning Yorishika songs on bass. Satisfying but fucking hard. The stream will turn black and white if you bleed. If the stream gets hardcore, does that mean you're open to showing some dreaded hand holding? No ratios, Appa. You can't just count the retweets. Mostly end up being the disabled comments anyway. Yeah, the ratios, when I'm saying ratios, I mean the reply ratios. Ratios come in many different forms, and yeah, that's one of the many forms of ratios, so. Angel Troy donated $1. Are you gonna do a review of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom rehydrated in the future? Also, here's some shekels. Probably not. I don't know. I haven't decided. But if you listen to a band called Bear vs. Shark, nope. I've been rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh! S5DS dub. I got a lot of new anime and game shirts. I got new clothes and plan to get more stuff. Also gonna get Min Min and watch videos. Mad respects if you keep the stream in the middle of that condition. Kind of like Theodore Roosevelt's speech when he was shot. Damn. So Dr. Disrespect has been banned on Twitch. Any idea why? Actually, no. We still have no idea why. Or at least last time I checked my Twitter. I unfortunately got addicted by Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Also, hilariously enough, the English voice for Malty from Shield Hero says false accusations don't exist. That is irony. Did you know that bronies are Nazis? Well, what else is new? I've been playing Mega Moemon. Aren't people being canceled in the wrestling business as well? I'm under the assumption that aren't related, but man, the coincidence. Why cancel Byleth? Well, there's been a hoopla involving Byleth's male voice actor, but that was a while ago. But no, this is involving hoopla of anything else aside from that. Damn, all the YouTube drama channels must be filled with content now with all the cancellations. Hell yes, it does. I think I'm almost done finishing Lost Belt 2. Han, Shakespeare, and George were my MVP. What do you think of Min Min in Smash? No opinion. Not really. Don't really care in general. The new Game Plus was bad. I started a Japanese account of Fate Go and got decent luck. I got there. Any good Steam games to buy? There are so many games on Steam for sale. I couldn't really exactly pick one that I can't tell you what I bought, but there are many other Steam games that I have bought, and I probably wouldn't recommend that one. Actually, the Falcom games, you can start from that. The Trails games in general are on sale right now. That calls for actual execution then. At this point, these false allegations have gone too far. Trails and Calvert should be a GTA game. I wonder how many people are looking at Appa's tongue trying to see it. Why? What do you think of The Last of Us 2 memes? See my previous stream. I'm at the end of my wits. I'm going back to ask you, what's a good cheap 1TB SSD? I don't have Twitter, so I can't ask you there. Sorry. Well, you can have my email. You can ask me through my email if you wanted to. It's right there. And second, a good 1TB SSD. Well, that depends on the market. That depends on the local price that you have. Although, if I want to give you SSDs that I would recommend staying away from, I would stay away from, if you don't have the budget, the Samsung A60 Evo SSD, the SATA SSD. That one is a bit too expensive because it's very, very good, but it's too expensive. The 970 Evo NVMe SSD as well. Stay away from that one if you don't want to hurt your budget. But if you want to save up some money, if you want to buy a cheap 1TB NVMe SSD, I recommend the ADATA, for the NVMe drive, the ADATA SX8200 Pro. I think that's a very good NVMe drive. The Intel 660p, that's also a very good NVMe drive. The Samsung A60 QVO, not the Evo, the QVO version. Also a very good, that's a good SATA drive. And then there's also the ADATA SU800. Love that drive, really good. WD Blue as well is very good. SanDisk Ultra. Don't get SanDisk Plus. SanDisk Plus is DRAM-less SSD, and that's not very good. And go get SanDisk Ultra instead. I recommend that. If you can get that to 1TB, go get that in 1TB. So it depends on your market. See what kind of brand is available in your particular local market, and ask me if I would recommend that. Also, finally got my Springfield Nandroid today, best Raifu. New Game Plus Expo is fairly underwhelming. At least we got a date for Trails of Cold Steel 4, even if it's the PS4 version only. The PC version is going to be next year. It's an inevitability. You were expecting Hajimari no Kiseki this early? Wait for 2 more years? Nah, I'm not expecting Hajimari no Kiseki, but I do expect at least some footage. Something, at least. DDoS attacks are illegal in most countries. If I can make some themes that are inspired from different JRPGs, I would be very happy, man. Along with other game genres, how if I can make a theme inspired from Legend of Zelda, etc. Nintendo themes. Forget about Steam summer sales. Need to check my wish list. Considering there's more, you should play the Ys games. I'm trying to get into the series. Maybe sometime. I just watched some comedy anime. I don't want to tell the name, about a guy destined to become a demon lord and got negative look by his classmates. Cool. But can you sum up every bad thing that happened this day? For me, at least, the bad thing that happened this day, well, considering that the day just started 6 hours ago, just this pain in my mouth. That's the entire thing. I forgot everything that's bad on Twitter. Just my mouth. Really bad. That's it. 2 years of buying no games from Steam. No double standards should happen on Steam. Yes, they do. Yet they do, such as with games from Japan. Apparently, motherfuckers tried to label Nintendo racist for adding Min to Smash instead of Twintel. There's being salty and then there's being straight up retarded. Yeah, I've heard of that one. Also, the page that to the text of Angry Joe's allegation was mysteriously deleted. Well, because it's not right. Because it's false. My hands get sweaty instantly. Wash hands with soap 6 times in the same day. Still, it has sweaty surface on my hands. If Steam has a rogue employee and he or she is not fired, Steam, not Notch, is being very complicit. Not Notch? Why Notch? What does Notch have to do anything to do with Steam? You mean Gaben? Yes, I had a kind of trash taste when it comes to anything I watch. I beat the entirety of Tsukihime and also Kagetsu Toya. I like how Toya works on the loot system where you keep restarting the same day with the multiple choices, but the save function was useless. Angry fag, Joe, seriously? Will you buy Cyberpunk 2077? Yes, I will buy Cyberpunk 2077. Am I the only person who played SpongeBob the Yellow Avenger? It's like Majora's Mask but in visual novel form. Like, if it's anime cancelled, then I care. I had to play Kagetsu Toya twice. The scene is the H scenes are missable. I'm currently playing the rehydrated version. I'm listening to appabend's meme streams. Are there anime would you recommend? Anime would I recommend? Depends on what your tastes are. I recommend the one that I recommend the most is those two on right there. Perfect Blue and Monster. Bakuman is also very good anime. Go watch that. I would also recommend Black Lagoon. I recommend Summer Wars. I recommend Anthem of the Heart. I love that anime. Just recently watched that with my girlfriend. It's great. What else? I think I mentioned Summer Wars. And those are the ones at the top of my head. Or Night Scholars Club as well. There's one thing I love about Kagetsu Toya. Have you played any of the classic Fire Emblem games? I haven't. Social media was a mistake. Why do people still use Twitter? I stopped using Twitter and I haven't been this happy in a long time. Good for you, I guess. I'm still using Twitter because I want to get up to date with the hoopla that's been happening. But if Twitter does make you so miserable and depressed, well, yeah, I suggest you avoid Twitter. But it didn't really make me too miserable and depressed because I've already been. That's the secret. I'm always miserable and depressed. My copy of Rehydrated will arrive in a couple of days. Also, I like how Shiki gets an S past 12. I wonder if cancel culture exists in Indonesia, but you don't like to eat. So in other words, literal cancer comes from your mouth. Something like that. Your tongue gets canceled by cancer. If you could teleport food to the stomach, you could do something else without the mouth. SMT Appa. Also, the dub actor of Motoyasu, who also plays Joker from Persona 5, also thinks simping and believing women unconditionally is good. The similarities between Mine and Motoyasu's VAs is unreal. I don't know why people have been paying attention so much with the voice actors of different characters. I mean, I'm personally, I am really not into that much of the voice acting industry, or especially the Western voice acting industry. I'm not really that into it, and I just don't really care. As long as you voice the game, as long as you voice the character, and as long as you voice it well, I have no problems with it. But unfortunately, there's way too much drama involving in the voice acting scene that people have to care about it. And I'm just one of the people, personally, in regards to voice actor, I at least try my hardest to disassociate the art from the artist. But that being said, that being said, there are a lot of voice actors, especially in the Western industry, that are pretty much that are they're dicks. Let's just say that at the very least. So why don't you just cancel the stream and focus on your health? We'll understand. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna keep on doing the stream, even have to hurt my freaking tongue in the process. If my mouth bleeds out on the stream, it's fucking hardcore. I want to see that. Appa 1 Religion 0. Time to make OP anime characters. Just got Fate Go and currently enjoying it. The story's pretty good so far. I just got Beowulf and Chuchu Lane. One more god got rejected. There's a way to make humans perfect. Nanomachine, son. Park gets deceased. I wish he'd fucking keep it. Appa is the next SMT protagonist. Confirm. SMT5 leaked audio. We were supposed to be, but Adam and Eve spoiled it. Do you think we live in a Sims-like world, and he is only playing like any other normal persona plays The Sims, and person plays The Sims? I don't think so. If God is playing The Sims in the same way we're playing The Sims, except we're The Sims and God is the player, then he would trap us and make us not be able to swim and not being able to get into a shower. And well, unfortunately, that happens to some people. Actually, a lot of the deaths that happen in The Sim can happen to some people. Not everybody. I mean, I can swim pretty well, but there are definitely those that cannot swim pretty well, and I kind of feel bad for them. So, appabend is part of the fuck God gang. Hopefully, God gives us a day one patch for immune mode in the afterlife. I watched a very nice anime with a very nice art style. It was based on an ONA anime, and it got a 10-episode TV series back in 2011, 2013. Worst exclusive ever. But Appa, how can the mouth be the most important organs when you can't reproduce with it? Well, mouth is not the one to reproduce. It's not the one you use to reproduce, but it's one you use to survive. So start watching the Tsukuhime anime. Don't watch the anime. Don't watch the anime. The anime is trash, dog. Anime is trash. Visual novel. Show the cancer sword. No. People have universally voted no. So I still have my PS2 from 14 years ago, now modded to play games through USB. I used to play Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, and that got me interested in the Sonic franchise. How does hentai not harm society? By teaching people to be sexually attracted to cartoons instead of actual people. First off, you need to define how hentai harms society in the first place, because otherwise, I would love to know how you would feel that hentai harms society. What do you think? Why do you think hentai harms society? Because if I don't know why you think that way, I couldn't exactly refute that. That would imply that everybody thinks that hentai harms society, but I don't think most people in the chat, I think 99.9% people in the chat says hentai doesn't actually harm people in society. You need to define how it does first. So, made it to the stream. Hi Appa, how are you doing? Not doing very well. My mouth hurts. I have a big cancer sore in my tongue and it's painful as fuck. Are you gonna do a collab with anyone anytime soon? They just need to ask. I have a lot of Twitter mutuals who follow me on Twitter, and they do podcasts and shit, and they do their own YouTube channel. I mean, I'm free. I'm available at any time. They can just literally ask me. The problem is they're way too busy with their own stuff. They haven't had the time or the place to ask me. Not that I do anything to attract me to them. Basically, not that I do anything to attract their attention. I'm just pretty much silent for the most part on Twitter. But yeah. I do have the emulator, but the shadow game goes too slow. So in human design, we should get rid of tongue and shins. No, don't get rid of it. But just make it immune to any sort of disease and make it so that it doesn't hurt as fuck. Is Doom the only FPS you played this year? Well, not really. I've also played Titanfall 2, but Titanfall 2 is not the only FPS that's been released now. And I'm gonna play Far Cry 3 again because I do love Far Cry 3 and I want to do another video. I want probably do another video of Far Cry 3. Actually, I want to do a video on Nier Automata. I want to do a lot of videos on the game, on the games that I really love. Like Nier Automata, I want to do a video on that. I've been wanting to do a video on that, but just don't really have a lot of time. Nier Automata is a pretty long ass game. So what are your plans for the weekend? My plans for the weekend is survive and make sure that this mouth is healed. You should read the Sword and Sorcery novel Vayfall by Andron Smidley. It's free right now on Amazon. 353,000 words of fantasy excitement. No SGW bullshit inside it, just lots of killing. Okay. Ow. Ow. There we go. Episode 1, however, there's an hour and 5 minutes episode. I almost forgot former male by the voice actor Alex from Y2K. Yeah, buy Streets of Rage 4 pretty good. Also, I've been playing DMC5 on my Xbox Game Pass and I love it. Oh my god. Where's the wipe? I need the microfiber wipe. I just spit. Ugh. Do you smoke pot? No, I do not smoke pot. I do not smoke in general. I'm a good boy in terms of drugs or alcohol in general. Even though I am legally allowed to drink alcohol, I do not drink alcohol at all. It's just not my thing. Have you ever heard about Pokemon Unite, aka Pokemon MOBA, aka Pokemon Legends Bang Bang, sorry chat, aka 10-cent backed Pokemon, no thanks. Or if you want Falcom games, this is the thing. How would you describe the movie The Iron Giant? It's pretty good. I love it back when I was a kid, and but I haven't had the time to watch it again. I want to watch it again. I do want to watch it again. Actually, I might consider replacing that with another movie that I'm planning to watch with my girlfriend in the near future. Ship girls, gun girls, historical girls. Appa, if you made your own gacha game, what kind of girls would it have? I have no idea. I'd rather not make any gacha game. You should watch Doom Patrol. It's really good. Nah, I'm good. Appa, when you think the reviews defending The Last of Us 2 will come, you think it will work? You know, the good old revisionist history. The thing about the reviews defending The Last of Us Part 2 is that I do think there are people who genuinely like the game, and there are people who genuinely like the game. There are people who genuinely like the fact that the game takes a lot of risks, and good for them, I guess, if they like the game. But I do think that there are a lot of criticisms to the game that are warranted. There are definitely should be taken into consideration, and there's a very good reason why a majority of people really don't like the game. And even if you like the game, it doesn't dismiss the fact that people don't like it. Like even if you like, for example, The Last Jedi, like my sister, for example, she liked The Last Jedi, but she's a pleb. Of course she likes The Last Jedi. But even if she likes it, it doesn't dismiss the fact that a good majority of people really don't like it. So and there's a very good reason why. I'm perfectly fine if you have an opinion that says, hey, I like this very popular thing that everybody dislikes, or I dislike this very popular thing that everybody likes. That's perfectly fine, as long as you don't call everybody who likes it or everybody who disagrees with your opinion that they're horrible people, that they're bad, or they're terrible, or they're goes fuck you. Video game donkey. Anyway. Did you see the Galaxy Brain take Justin Bieber's accuser made when he provided evidence he was innocent? I'm not paying attention to Justin Bieber drama. Sorry, fam. Are you talking about the stand many tech companies are doing after these cancel culture allegations? Origin PC, Corsair, MSI. Not seeing that. Are they making any stand? What's your favorite piece of fiction? What's my favorite piece of fiction? Depends. Are you talking about the medium used to convey fiction, or are you talking about the fiction itself? You need to be specific. And unfortunately, there are so many mediums to convey those fictional stories that I need to pick for each and every category. If you tease a big project week in advance, don't dedicate it into a freaking mobile game by Tencent. Yeah. Abba be spitting PC facts. What is a woman? I'm hyped for Cold Steel 4. I need more Emma. Thoughts on Ray Zero? Not really my thing. Ray Zero is my favorite isekai. Escaflowne and Cross Anger are also good. What are PSAs like? What are public service announcements like in Indonesia? Trash. PSAs in general in Indonesia are pretty freaking trash. Poorly made, just amateur, bad. Let's just say that. How much can the spec sell at? For G4 400 mobile gigabyte. 4GB DDR4 2133 R7 250 casing and generic PSU. You want to sell those right now? I'd say $90. I don't think that thing can play anything, even esports titles in general. I'd say $90 at the very best, but you'd be lucky if you get 50 for that. So. Are you a fan of the Blues Brothers? Actually, hold on. For that one, depends on the motherboard. Depends on the motherboard type. Is it a gigabyte G440, G4 400? Is it an H170 or an H270? Or depends on the chipset, because that can be upgraded into something that's a little bit better. But even then, the upgrade path is not very that good. If you want a good isekai anime, I suggest you watch Magic Knight Rayearth. Did you know that Twitch, Alinity, Pokemon are being sued? Yeah, I saw that. It's being sued by a guy whose pretty much only objective is to gain attention. He's suing everybody. He's suing Microsoft, YouTube, Twitch, etc. And apparently that guy sues Twitch because Twitch has so many women, and these women make his pee-pee go hard. No, for real. and he's subscribed to like 700 Twitch female accounts and 0 male accounts. And I'm like, well, I don't know about you, but the fact that your PP got hard because there are so many female Twitch streamers that you follow is kind of on you. And unfortunately, I can't really harp too much on the guy because apparently he is disabled. And he has addiction, he has a disease that prevents him to do a lot of things. And at that point, I just kind of feel bad for the guy. He's just doing what he thinks is the right thing to do. He's just doing what he thinks is the one that can cure him, that can make him feel better. But at that point, and I'm like, nah, fam, I'm good. Meanwhile, in Fate Go, the North America server just celebrated its 3rd anniversary as well as the release of Last Bell 2, the next part in Fate Go's main story. We should get our 3rd anniversary event next week. I watched this anime called I Couldn't Be a Hero, so I reluctantly got a job or whatever. I expected an isekai where the main character enters the world where the demon king is dead, not a harem. Summer Wars is like my childhood anime movie. I like the art style and animation. Thank you for those last week's nuke codes, Appa. Nuke codes? What codes? I recommend watching Better Than Us. It's like Detroit Become Human, but it has a better story. Recently got a Netflix English dub as well as Russian show originally. Okay. Ow. Oh man, that hurts so much. Social media and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. I love Perfect Blue. I noticed once you did live stream with Jim from Loudmouth Reviews. He and I are acquaintances. Jim from Loudmouth Reviews. Who? I'm not familiar. Who's that? At which stream? At when? I feel like Lark Coolhand from David Brin's Uplift Storm trilogy. Suffice to say that I hated it at first, but then I started to watch it ironically. Well, I watched what? The original Mashin Hero Batara reeks of 80s cheese in a good way. Cancel culture needs to be canceled itself. Are you a gamer or a minority? No in between. Sylvie donated $5. Here's for an uncap about headpats and pancakes. Chat, send more shekels if you also want it. Headpats and pancakes. I don't know what that is. But thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Cancel culture is part of the much sinister and it needs to end. Wanted to see humanity go extinct before I realized it meant I and everyone else I knew would die. Cancel culture will end soon. It probably won't, because if there are so many idiots outside there, and they're gonna keep on doing the canceling regardless of people saying they shouldn't. But tell your bro to get out of the shot. I didn't play the original version of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, but I played the GBA version of the game when I was a kid. Everybody's gangsta until Appa's brother begins to walk on the top of the bed. Replace statues, topple with robots like Bender from Futurama. If you want to get into the mecha genre, here are a few gateway anime I can recommend. Mazinger Z, Universal Century, Gundam, Macross, Gunbuster, and Gao Gai Gar. Well, there are so many Gundams, so you're gonna have to specify which one. Excuse me. Well, people forget how to swim after growing up. To be honest, I've been done to that kill all human. Why didn't God just enable the infinite money cheat? God is a fucking simp Puritan. Well, as we discussed in a stream a while ago, if everybody has infinity money, then money is worthless. I'm sorry to say that. If everybody has infinity money, then money is pretty much worthless. They're gonna use other things as a currency, and if you want infinity of that, then it's gonna be worthless as well. So, while you talk about news outlets comparing MLP fans to Nazis, speaking of voice acting, that's why I love the Japanese seiyus. They really enjoy their talent and not giving a shit about the West. Just recently bought the Season 2 Fighters Pass First Mass, got Premiere, and currently replaying Fire Emblem 3 Houses for Romance, Byleth, and Ash. Ooh, cool. Ash is a not so bad choice. I do like Ash. He's started from the bottom, now he's there. Fucking love those characters. Want to get into mecha? Play Super Robot Wars. Oh, Super Robot Wars. Is Byleth cancelled because he's gay? There's a Tsukihime anime. There's no Tsukihime anime. Yeah. What is the best dish food of all time? I'm not really that much into trying so much dishes. Real women have too high standards. Anime girls and monster girls do not have high standards. Hentai make peace. Define harm. However, not all real women have high standards, but they're all taken. The Last of Us 2 is good, but the last act is one of the worst acts that I've ever played. You have cancer or no? No, I don't have cancer. Canker sores. I don't know how you pronounce the canker in that one. Canker sore right in my tongue. It's terrible. Pick pixeling the scenes harm society. Is there any new Spec Ops after the line? No, as far as I know, no. You need to do some research. I won't tell you, just research it. Not a hentai fan, but it doesn't affect my existence. Also, I'm personally not a fan of insulting voice actors since I went to the voice actor in the future. I may not agree with some of their opinions and actions, but I try to keep my opinions to myself. Yeah, that is true. The unfortunate reality is that voice actors are human beings. They're gonna be either really good people or the in between, or just really straight up bad people. It's just, don't expect these people to be like the angelic saints that will save the industry. They are these godly beings who are just as perfect as the characters they voice, which they aren't. They really aren't. And if you can move on past from that, if you can accept all of their mistakes, maybe you can at least appreciate them. But I don't know. It depends on the person, I guess. $1 donated by Godot. Headpacks and pancakes has to be Teaching Feeling. Actually, I played Teaching Feeling. If you want to know my opinions on Teaching Feeling, it's fine. It's fine. I played it. No, I haven't actually finished it because there's no ending. There's no ending for the game. There you can get a lot of scenes, a lot of anti-scenes, but there's no ending for the game. But I played it. It's fine. It's your typical hentai game, I guess. Not really that much into it. Not really that much of a plot. But I do like the fact that you can treat the girl very well. But let's just say that if you don't have sex with the girl for a couple of days and you deny her sex for a couple of days, that's where the girl turns from likable, cute, sweet to something else, let's just say. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Speaking of Joe, he's been called variations of sexual assault first name plus Latino last name in a certain website. For example, inappropriate Iglesias and fingering Fernando. Those all mouth ones. I don't get why there are so many people out there who's calling Angry Joe different names like Angry Jorge or Irate Jorge or whatever. Something like there's this video. I think Louis called him. I forgot what he called him. And I'm just calling him names. I'm like, wait, come on, y'all. Seriously? You're gonna resort to that? I just, it's not that funny. Just call him Angry Joe. What's the problem with that? I'd ask you, but I'm not popular enough. Ask me what? Mary Cup. Hentais are just drawings, 3D women sometimes. How stupid do you have to think the hentai would destroy you without you having problems in the first place? Also, feel better soon, Appa. Thank you. Only when I was a kid have been stinging my tongue. Only jelly bitches would be against hentai. Correction, not all women have high standards. All the women who are laid back are taken, might be or are taken. Sorry, yeah. Far Cry 3 is great. Oh, shut the fuck up. Well, I'm not the only person who still plays Titanfall 2. I already mentioned Titanfall 2 in my Spec Ops Line review, and if you haven't played it, play it. It's fucking amazing. Love that game. Funny did you say that when Pyrocynical made a video on Far Cry 3. Yeah, Far Cry 3 is amazing. Love Far Cry 3 as well. Second half's not as good as the first half, but I still like it. 3 years later, I'm still upset Titanfall 2 got shafted because of Call of Duty and Battlefield 1. Titanfall is the much better game. Yes. Appabend is innocent. Fellow teetotaler. What the hell? I want to play a lot of video games too this weekend. Appa says no to drugs. I can't down alcohol. It makes me sick to my stomach, even just a little bit. Use baking soda water as an option or canker sore medicine. However, it will make you drool a lot. Screw our country, I want to live. Would you smoke waifu flavored cigarettes? Nah, I'm good. I don't smoke in general. You're not a gun. You choose who you want to be. You chose to be. Tried alcohol once, immediately got a headache, and I didn't get the taste. Thoughts on the Senran Kagura games? Not a fan, but if you're into that sort of thing, good for you. So like the Final Fantasy 13 situation overall. Which situation are you talking about? Alcohol for me, I do not get the addiction of it, but there are sodas or coolers with alcohol, so it makes some sense. If you're there to make your own RPG, what would be your premise? Which genre would it be? Sci-fi or fantasy or maybe both? I think I mentioned this in my last stream, but I want to make a Teen Titans RPG. I want to make a superhero Teen Titans RPG where you are the player character, you can romance some of the Titans and etc, etc. You beat up bad guys and you use the power of friendship to conquer all sorts of obstacles. Something like that. I don't care about the game. The gameplay looks like it's going to be too similar. However, brandy and whiskey I get why it can be very, very tasty. What's your favorite indie game? My favorite indie game, can't really think one on the top of my head. There's so many I played so many indie games. Your sister, well, at least we have Appa, bro. What about my sister? Did I mention my sister? Oh yeah, I mentioned was about my sister liking Last Jedi. Yeah. Steam recommendations, something with waifus. What I really like about The Last of Us was the multiplayer mode. If so, they bring back, I might actually be interested. Other than The Last of Us 2, what's the one with the universally loved game or industry darling that you strongly disagree with? There is what I can't exactly say a game. There's no game. I couldn't think of a game that I love or people universally hate or vice versa. But I think I've mentioned this several times. But A Silent Voice is the film that everybody loves, but I just did not like, or at least the second half I did not like. I love the first half. Second half is just trash, dog. I mean, it just completely deviates from what I wanted the film to be. And also, I didn't like I didn't like Into the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse, people love Into the Spider-Verse for the art style and the direction, which is great, but the story, I think the story could have been so much better. It could have been so much better. I wish that the journey is focused solely on Miles instead of being focused on the other Spider-Mans. But at least we got I can't really say it. It's just this. I thought the story could have been better on that one. Donkey, Snippy, and Bias. Who's your favorite Sengoku Bazara characters? Ooh, interesting. I would ask my brother on that. I'm not too much of a fan of Bazara, but my brother is, and I don't know what's his favorite character. Fab, what's your favorite Bazara character? Yeah.
Ishida, I guess?
Ishida. Well, there you go. Ishida. That's his favorite. So.
No. It's not that. There's that one other guy, but I forgot his name.
Who?
The one from the newer Bazaar.
The one from the newer Bazara?
Yeah, I forgot his name.
Okay. Speaking of that, I do like the Transformers movies, the Michael Bay ones. Good day, Appa. Hello, fam. How's your wallet this week since it's already Steam Summer Sale? I've only bought a couple of games, so my wallet is still fine. And my dad owes me $200. I bought a lot of modem. I bought a lot of router shit. I bought a fiber optic to LAN converters just for him, just to set up a lot of the network shit on the village and everything like that. Our village is growing more progressive and mainstream, man. Go technology and everything like that. So he owes me $200 and he hasn't paid yet. That guy could be a hero if he succeeded. What a bad taste. There's better women out there. And he wants his money back for simping too hard. He also got carpal tunnel and has some issues, physical and psychological. I press F for that, man. Also, if you're gonna turn on the computer, use the HDMI from the other, because I'm using the HDMI for this one. Is the ultimate Coomer. 29 minutes left until mainstream time. Have you ever read the manga's History's Strongest Disciple, Kenichi? If you so, what do you think of it as a martial arts manga? I haven't read that. I'm waiting for that Boys Love Isekai anime soon, but I'm worried it's gonna get butchered as fuck. Oh, let's see. And hentai codes. Oh, new codes. Oh, I don't remember. I don't recall sharing them yesterday. I don't recall them sharing them a couple of weeks ago, but not yesterday. Last week, sorry. I know YouTuber known as Make Casanova. If you want to do any collabs, you can ask him if you want to. If he wants to. There are so many idiots out there. I mean, isn't that obvious? I decided to save money so I can do voice actor classes. I aspire to be one and need all the advice I can get. Best way to be uncancelable is to not give mob power. In short, you can't cancel what you didn't create. They're gonna create something. They're gonna lie. They're gonna find a way to create something out of nothing. That's just what the mob does. And, it sucks. You should read Record of Ragnarok. It's Fate but Shonen. It's Fate but Shonen. Isn't Fate already Shonen? Fate is, well, technically speaking, Fate is seinen, but Fate has a shonen-esque story on Fate Stay Night. I talk about this on my video. Stay Night and Limited Blade Works has more of a shonen-esque story, even though it has a lot of blood and gore on it. But I do think the story structure is very similar to a shonen anime. It's only in Heaven's Feel where it actually deviates into straight-up horror. And that's a bit of a weird way to describe the anime. Just wait, these idiots killing themselves is all good. Also, Fate but Shonen is basically Fate Go, the anime. Is Chad still a thing? I'm not familiar with that, but I do know it's stupid. Oh yeah, when you talk about the voice actors, we have to stop playing some characters since they are not the characters' race, gender, greed, etc. Not really. Yeah, I know about that hoopla, but I'm not too familiar with that. I don't know what started it, but yeah. Any voice actor have voiced pretty much everything at this point. I don't know why people are canceling one another. There's one voice actor who specifically made an account on a kink forum I used to be on, and I was expecting cringe, but he turned out to be very wholesome. Cool. Almost forgot about the stream. Was playing Final Fantasy VII. All right, welcome to the stream. I don't expect them to be good. I just expect most of the acting like social media. Most of them acting like social media drama whores. Well, there you go. Then what's to complain? You expected them. They act as you expected them to be. So uncapped teaching feeling. I'm not doing an uncap on that. It's fine. Do you have a gun? I don't have a gun. Jorge enojado. Is that how you say it? I have no issues with separating the art from the artist, or in this case, the voice actor. I think people get annoyed if the roles were reversed. They wouldn't accept our opinions as exactly that. Of course, you would ask that, Florida man. But ask what? Ask Shekels? Ask Blasted Jose, or as Rag said, Angry Jew. Angry Jew? Is he a Jew? I don't think he's a Jew. Asked you about, I can't remember, I think it was something about collab or something. One of the Gainax guys did a visual novels that had a lot of endings from H03 to Businesswoman. Actually, Abby's face model changed her Twitter handle but fucked up. Have you seen a doctor about your cancer sore? No. Most of my cancer sores just immediately heal after a couple of days or so. But I do want to heal it as quick as possible, man. This is painful. I once tried to stat out the Teen Titans in D&D 3rd edition. I only finished Raven. Huh. Interesting. Just put salt on the cancer sore. It works like a charm. Power of friendship. You can do the same for waifus. Come on. It's not gay. It's asserting male dominance. What if I told you doing the exact same shit over and over, expecting shit to change, is more akin to stupidity than insanity? Well, that depends on your definition of stupidity and your definition of insanity. I have a shitty idea of an RPG where Reen, Emma, New Class 7, and other characters from Trails were born in Final Fantasy VII. Is it weird? It's weird fanfiction-y stuff, I know. It is weird fanfiction-y stuff. If you're into that sort of thing, you want to write your fanfiction, go ahead. No one's stopping you. Power of friendship trope is really overdone. It works. I'm really sorry to say this. It's really overdone, sure. But there are a lot of animes, there are a lot of mangas, there are a lot of JRPGs in general that have done this trope that does it in a way that doesn't explicitly say power of friendship. There are those that do it very stupidly, but the ones that are doing it very well, at least for me, Persona 4, technically speaking, does that sort of power of friendship stuff, and but it didn't explicitly say it. It's just pretty much looming over the head. It's basically friendship is great and everything like that, and that's like the power that you gain from having friends and everything like that. And as long as it's not explicitly stated, I am cool with it. But there are a lot of animes that go, I have friends, and friends, they help me and support me, and I'm like, come on, that's just obvious. Anyway, doesn't Kato Shoujo count as an indie game? Yeah, it does. It's too bad that Erika isn't with us to witness the Min reveal in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. He would have been ecstatic to see his arms main in the game. Hashtag rest in peace Erika. Hashtag Joy-Con boys forever. One of the quotes that I really love of Erika, the one that I absolutely always repeat every single time, is no bitch niggas, no switch niggas, no fake switch niggas, no Joy-Con switch niggas, or something along those lines. I love repeating that shit every single time somebody decided to fuck me over or scam me over. No fake switch niggas. Love that. Hashtag Joy-Con boys. Also, Okuyasu! You should stop using words with the letter N in them, or Sky Jackson will contact the American government to nuke you. Yeah, we've been to that. The best Sengoku Bizarre character is Ishida Mitsunari. Your brother is a man of taste. Ay. Mine are Atsunaga, Kenshin, Nobunaga, and Tadakatsu. I am reading a manga where a guy gets a rental girlfriend, but then a lot of misunderstandings and funny situations happen. What is a game or anime, a movie, etc. you like but others hate? I think I already said that. I think that was a solid voice. The one that's the anime that I don't like but everyone else loves, or at least the second half I don't like. Are you a normie? Define normie. Give me that $200, boy. New Bizarro, you mean Ashikaga Yoshiteru. He's literally Emiya of Senbus. To this day, I still hope of one of the theses you will tear into a sound voice. I just really want you to hear your side. It's very simple, really. But the second half of Silent Voice turns into high school drama that I fucking hate. That's just in a nutshell. That brother's accent. First part of Gurren Lagann was too well built overall and could explore more of the outside world with more episodes for the second part. Also, Promare. That's the one film that I don't like, but everyone is. I don't hate it. I do like the art style. I do love the everything, the characters, design, and everything like that. But I hated the story spacing. I hated how the way it was so rushed. It could have been so much better. It could have been a 12 episode, a great 12 episode anime. If it is a 12 episode anime, fucking hell, I would have loved Premiere. But the story was way too rushed. It was way too rushed. There's no time for people to absorb everything about the story or the universe or the characters. It could have been so much better. But that being said, I can't exactly mind it because people love Premiere and yaoi doujins are pretty good. So at least there's that. I tried raw honey, royal jelly, and a few other kinds. Marco is interested. He likes our content. Who? Too many Fujo crap this year. It's been a lot of Fujo stuff. Only a few were usual stuff. Honey on baked goods is a good combo. Record of Ragnarok is a dark action anime, not shonen. I don't know. Somebody said that on the top. Did you see Shen Dawson's pedo videos? I saw that, but I don't have context on that. At times it feels as though my hands are similar to this crazy hands and some erotic stuff based on the novels. There's old Justin Bieber meme. If you pixelate the picture of Justin Bieber's house a bit, it looks like it's from a 1999 strategy game. Actually, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. I remember that meme. Yeah. Kind of agree with Into the Spider-Verse. The second half, after the rest of the team is introduced, felt like you just want to beat the bad guy and finish the movie. First part is good. It's my issue isn't the first half and the second half. My issue with the middle parts when the fact that the other spiders are introduced. Well, don't get me wrong, we got a lot of really cool spider characters from other universe. But the problem is, the movie starts off with Miles, focuses on Miles, and the movie ends with Miles. It feels as if this middle part of the film, where they find out with other spider characters, could have been a second film. That could have been done in a second film. I want the film to intimately focus on Miles and just focus on his life and his journey to become Spider-Man. And once he becomes Spider-Man, then he actually can join with the other Spider-Man. But unfortunately, as the movie proceeds, as the movie shows, he can't become Spider-Man without the help of the other spiders. And I don't want that. I want him to go to the journey himself instead of by the help of other spiders. And then, by the time he properly becomes Spider-Man, then he joins up with the other spiders in the second film. Wouldn't that be great? Or at least that's my opinion. That would have been much better than the film that we got right now. But yeah, good grief, they're actors. The entire point is to try not to be the exact thing they're playing. Chop actually got chopped the other day. Apparently it's no more. White Guilt started the entire quit if you're not the same race as the character. Funny enough, it only applies to just one group in specific. Excuse me. Excuse me. Literally, the best voice actor is Phil Lamar, who cares if he's black. Is Appa worth simping? I guess. I'm really excited for the president of Sony is interested in making PG-13 R animated movies because this can really change the Western society's stance on animation. Western society's stance on animation in general is just, depends on who you ask. If you ask the boomers, they might go, no. If you ask the zoomers, they might go, yeah. Abba thought, like a couple of weeks ago, I binged Black Clover and getting very hyped by the current arc. Anything recently in manga you've been reading through? Not really. I've been mostly just focusing on my paper, that's one, and playing video games and Tsukihime, I guess. But other than that, not much. Record of Ragnarok is just one giant tournament arc with Fate characters. So basically, that hack GU. Hey, Appleman, have you watched the movie anime Makuya? I haven't seen that. Are you excited for a Breath of the Wild sequel, even though we haven't heard any news in more than a year? Fairy Tales did it stupidly. Persona 3 as well. My Fairy Tale. Is it weird that I find more humanity in a visual novel heroines while I find women more self-centered and one note? Depends on which women you're talking about, I guess. Talk no Jutsu also works. Fairy Tail did it very bad. Black Clover did it very good. My friends are my power and I'm theirs. Appa, if the power of friendship was a viable power source in the real world and if everyone else in the world had access to it, would you survive? Online friends don't count. The thing is, the power of friendship is already a viable power source in the real world. It's just not a power that will give you magic. It is a power that will give you a lot of things. That will give you a lot of perks. For example, the recent hoopla about the Twitch guy, the Twitch staff, there's this girl who knows a Twitch staff, and this Twitch staff is exploiting this girl for nudes so that this girl can get into very good positions on Twitch. That, my friend, is the kind of power of friendship quote unquote, that you are dealing with the real world. It's called nepotism. That is the darker side of the power of friendship, if you can call it that. But yeah, that sort of power is already existing in the real world. As much as I hate to say it, but a bit of a truth bomb, I guess, for you guys out there. But the power of friendship has already existed, except it existed in a much different form, and it's existed in a much more sinister form. Not the ones that you do in JRPGs in general. So sorry for those who are rose-tinted and expecting the world to be just like the characters in the JRPGs or anime. So, are there any use of the power of friendship in a parody? A game I actually can't recall. A game that is rated adult only that is an RPG would be awesome. Also, mainly sexy anime female character and a few good-looking anime male characters. Xenoblade Chronicles 1 is a beautiful RPG. I'm glad it got remade to a recent console. I actually need to finish that too. now that my Switch is back in my possession after my sister borrowed it. Minecraft or Terraria? Depends. Depends on what you're looking for. Both of them are good on their own turf, I guess. Appa is black, therefore he can't say whatever he wants. Mukatte kuru no ka? Bad opinion. A silent voice is a masterpiece. No, it's not. I'm sorry. It is not. You know what? I kind of agree. I have yet to see Premiere. Hell, I need to catch up with BNA. Yes, I will. Do you believe we get Isekai in another universe after we die? I don't think so. I think Premiere would have done a lot better if it was a series. Exactly, like I said. Do you read Spy X Family? And about Premiere, basically BNA is Premiere if it was an anime. And freaking auto scroll. Angel Beats had such promise, but it was really rushed, packing 24 episodes of stuff into 12 episodes. Going to turn 30 at the end of the year, but I'm thinking of going to university. Feel like I'm on one of the too old side of doing so. How's your college journey being for you? It's fine for the most part. I'm almost finished it. I'm almost done, but I need to do it as fast as possible. Spider-Verse is an event movies lead up to not a starting point. Not a starting point. Spiders can see the future. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, but I honestly love Into the Spider-Verse, but to each their own. No, listen. I'm just explaining to you why I don't like the film and why I think the film could have been better. I'm not saying you not liking the film means you're a bad person. I never said that. Actually, I never said that to anybody. If you like Into the Spider-Verse, if you like a silent voice, I disagree, but you're also entitled to your opinion. But you're not a bad guy. You're not a bad guy. You're not a bad person. Unfortunately, a lot of people on the internet can't exactly distinguish between the two. So, Spider-Man had better appear in the next Spider-Verse movie. They actually made a fully complete sequel. You need to pay more attention. What the fuck is this? A Disney beat 'em up? Disney Heroes Battle Mode, Elsa, Simba, Darkwing Duck, Hercules, Jack Sparrow, etc. What insane mind did this? I agree with Appa. Power of friendship works. There's strength in numbers. I carried the power of ass balls. So I beat Trails in the Sky. Damn that ending. Yeah, exactly. Keep on playing. Love Trails in the Sky. Hiro Mashima should just straight up make official hentai. He clearly wants so much of the fairy tale at Eden Zero. He's blue-balling everyone. How edgy that sound? That's called power trip of friendship. Power trip of friendship. Appa spin some truth today. No bitch niggas, no snitch, no Twitch niggas, no fake Switch niggas. Exactly. We need an appabend Discord. I already have a Discord, but one, I barely went there, and two, you need a Patreon to access it. So the one in JRPGs don't exist in real life. It's just that it's too powerful and quickly can turn into sour destructive. To give you a recent example, cancellation PC culture. Exactly. What do you like to eat? I just like to eat veggie pizza and fried chicken. That's it. Have you ever met a Karen? Oh, I've met a lot of Karens in my life. But yeah, I'd rather not talk about them. How far into Xenoblade are you? I'm into the point where I met Dunban again. It was about 10 hours into the game. So not too far. Promare, you mean gay Carmina? Appa, I have something wrong with silent voice. Did you try the manga? Which manga? There's a manga? Even if the manga story is the same as the anime, then it's no different. What's the difference? Wait, isn't dying and going to heaven technically an isekai? Guys, Appa says the movie could have been better. Yeah. Terraria is more of a survival versus monster kind of game. Minecraft more of exploration. You're not a bad guy either. Captain Jack Sparrow. 18 plus friendship with benefits. 1 minute left until Memestream time. Yes, I'm finally got into the point. Born in the lab, supernatural powers, Miami issues, still for clarification. Separate off is just pretty boy Mewtwo. How much does your PC cost? Depends. Are you talking about this PC over here? Because I have this PC over here. Right there. My brother used it. Or are you talking about this laptop, the one that I'm using right now for streaming? If you're talking about the PC, at the time I bought it about $900. That That was 2 years ago at 2018. I built it in 2018. As for this PC, the one that I have right now, the one I'm using for streaming, it costs about $1,200, $1,800, $1,800 or so. It's a laptop, not a PC, but I guess you can count that one as such. And it's pretty good spec for the PC it uses. I think you can check out the specs right down below in the description, or if it's not down there, it should be in one of my videos. You should check out. Go to the link in the description. It should be a rig description. It says this rig, and you should find the rig right there. You should find the laptop model. It's an Acer Predator AN71551 that has 32 gigabytes of RAM, 4 terabytes of SSD, because I love my SSDs. I mean, I'm just crazy with SSD storage in there. Yeah, sorry. Mainstream time. And also I got an Intel Core i7-9750H and a 6060 Ti. Very good for a lot of modern games, etc., etc. Anyway, mainstream time. Angel Troy donated $3. Mainstream time. Here's some more shekels for the start of the meme stream. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to survive through this meme stream while keeping my... Make sure that I don't get as much pain as I do in my tongue. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to survive. Pray for me. Time for the meme stream and time for the intro, which I haven't changed that much, but at least you get to see Aeros panties. That still hurts. That still hurts as fuck, man. I hate it so much. But hey, we got fan arts, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of fan arts and one meme art. This one I do want to use. I don't know. I might have just used it as like my permanent meme stream thumbnail. But I do like this one. This is by Agnes N. It's the Tom Cruise meme of him laughing, and I'm just it's just drawn. Actually, the two meme arts. Thank you so much for the art. It looks pretty freaking funny as fuck. And speaking of meme art, my girlfriend decided to make this masterpiece. Oh, the dirty minds of my girlfriend. Why would you do such a thing? But aside from that, there's a very wholesome. This is a much more wholesome fan art from my girlfriend and me. We've been together for almost a year at this point, which is pretty cool. Anyway, thank you so much for the fan arts. If you guys want to draw in some fan arts, send in some fan arts. Links in the description below. You can send it to my email or you can send it to my Twitter. Either way, let me know if you draw things. If you're good at drawing and you're good at drawing fan art, appabend fan arts. Your girlfriend is buff. Oh man. Are you that tall? Yes, my girlfriend is apparently 5'1", and I am 6 foot. So yeah, I suppose I am that tall. But you do your measurements yourself, I guess. Anyway, let's get into the hooplas. Oh, what is this? I wish I had grown up and see myself in an Avengers video game. What the fuck? Avengers video game. And the fact that the whole generation of brown kids and... Wait, slow down. Slow down. Avengers video game? Wait, there's an Avengers video game? I completely forgot about that. I thought there's an Avengers video game. I completely forgot about that. I thought it's just a game that's just destroyed, just wiped out of my existence. Completely forgot that the game existed. It's one of those games that have an anti-hype. I suppose one of the people on Twitter called it. It's the game that is made by a lot of people and it's got a very big name on it, but nobody got excited by the game. I love the fact that nobody's like, it's an Avengers game. Like, nobody got excited by it. Everybody just forgot that this game existed. But okay, whatever. The Avengers game, I suppose, exists. I wish I'd grown up and seen myself in an Avengers video game, and the fact that a whole generation of brown kids and Muslim kids will see themselves as a main character fighting with the Avengers make me so happy. A lot of you won't understand how special this is. Well, good for you. Good for you. Good for you that you have existed, and good for you that the game noticed that you exist. We donated $5. Check us for the Appy couple. Congrats on almost 1 year. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. But yeah, good for you. You feel special, that you feel included. But that's, at the end of the day, that's what this entire thing is, isn't it? It's just the fact that you feel special, and you need a game to recognize the fact that you are special, that you need to be noticed by a video game, so that you feel that your existence is validated. And I feel that that's a rather sad thing, you know. I wish that anybody else could have just noticed you instead. Like, I don't know, your parents. But anyway, the amount of grown men crying in my replies, get some friends and a job, my guys. Well, I'm not exactly crying. Well, not exactly crying, but I do feel bad about you. I really do feel bad that you over here need a video game where a character is representing you. A character is representing you, a brown Muslim. And you need a video game to do that. I mean, we have had a lot of brown Muslims. We've had a lot of brown Muslims in the entire world, and maybe not in the USA, but yeah, we do have a lot of brown Muslims in the entire world, and they don't feel like they're represented in the media, in the Hollywood media in general. But apparently, you need to feel that you're special. You need to feel that you feel validated. You need to feel that you need some form of recognition from these sorts of big budget AAA video game known as the Avengers video game that apparently, yeah, people just forgot. Also, yeah, I'm 6 foot in case people missed it. If you guys need to like a scale of how tall I am, just watch my Japan video. You'll see me right there, and just a bit of a scale of me compared to the rest. But see my Japan video in general. It's anyway, characters that bring out the insecurities in men. Okay, who? Captain Marvel, Ray, and then the Doctor, the 12th Doctor. Was it the 12th Doctor? And then there's Abby from The Last of Us. How come these characters bring the insecurities in men? It's because they're poorly written characters. It's because Captain Marvel. Well, the thing about it is that I really wanted to refute this, but unfortunately there are so many, and I mean so many freaking YouTubers make videos of any of these characters. Like how Captain Marvel is bad, Brie Larson is bad, Ray is bad, or Daisy Ridley is bad, the 12th Doctor is bad, or whatever. All of these bad characters. There's so many videos made by a lot of these like channels obsessively going after these characters and talking about how bad they are. I mean, I know they're bad. Don't get me wrong, I agree that they're bad, but come on. Like, you can just do it in like a couple of videos. Like, just 1 or 2 would be fine. I mean, my videos on Captain Marvel being bad, I was like, I think it was 3. I only made 3 videos in my lifetime about Captain Marvel being bad, or at least the character being not so interesting or engaging for me. And in those 3 videos, like, I think that those are enough. But unfortunately, there are so many out there, there are YouTubers out there that make videos on these 4 characters. So many of them, like 20, 30 plus per day, I guess. That makes this person to have this belief, this perception that men, quote unquote, because these YouTube channels or these Twitter users are mostly men, that they're the ones complaining because these are women. So to put it simply, what I'm trying to say is that I disagree that these characters are the ones bringing the insecurities in men. But I do agree that people have criticized these characters way too fucking much. Way too fucking much to the point that they just tone it down. I mean, I know they're bad, but still, guys. This was a very successful tweet. They literally just exposed themselves. Exposed themselves for what? That these are bad characters? I mean, they're bad characters. I mean, that's all there is to it. And unfortunately, actually, a lot of people cannot stop talking about this because these characters are from very famous fictional media, and they can't stop talking about it because it's from famous fictional entertainment, I guess. But well, if you're gonna criticize these characters, keep on criticizing these characters, I guess. My favorite responses have been people listing the female characters they like. They literally pulled I'm not racist, I have black friends. So, let me get this straight. If I say, hey, if I quote retweet this, or I reply to this tweet and say, characters that bring out insecurities in men, and I reply to, actually, here are the female characters that I really love. Do you know that Mother from Wolf Children? Fucking love that character. Amazing character. That girl from Spirited Away, great character. I love her journey. I love her motivation. I love her drive in trying to get away from that isekai world. Actually, yeah, Spirited Away is a fucking isekai. A lot of these great female characters. I'm gonna share it to you. Pulling out to you, freaking Revy. I want to put Revy in there. So many great female characters. I mentioned this to you, but then you're gonna go like, oh, but I'm not sexist. Here are the female characters that I like. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm still sexist, even though I have female characters that I like. Maybe these characters are just badly written. Maybe these characters are just bad. I'm just saying. Yeah, false equivalencies. Really stupid way to equate this. Where the fuck have you gone? Why the fuck do you dress up like Antifa? Why do you dress up like Antifa, man? What kind of evolution that you've been in? Get over here. Get over here. Get the fuck over here. Get the fuck over here. This guy is up for revolution.
I'm revolting, man.
He's revolting against the fucking...
I was just getting food.
Yeah, you're getting food, you don't have to protest. Dress up like you're protesting, man. The fuck? Oh, man. Now with that Batman shirt, although you did see Batman at a protest. You guys see that video where Batman just come into the protest? I prefer an alternated timeline. Goddamn, where was I? Oh, prepare for being Molotov. Indonesia Autonomous Zone when? Oh! There's also this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the art police to come in and police everybody in how to draw certain characters. Now that we talk about how Captain Marvel was bland, here is gonna make how we're gonna make Captain Marvel more interesting. So here we got Captain Marvel being drawn by this account. You know, I like the style of DC superhero girls, so what do you think of this Captain Marvel? So yeah, she just this person, he or she, they just draw Captain Marvel in a much sexier outfit, which happens all the freaking time. This happens. Captain Marvel is in hentais. Captain Marvel is in 3D rendered hentais, in 3D rendered porn. It's been a thing, or 2D rendered porn in general. She's been in porn. It's not a new thing. I don't know why people are so upset about this, but apparently they have to be. It wouldn't be a full day without a bit of misogyny on the timeline. Misogyny? So apparently everybody who this is why Sakimi-chan got canceled last time I checked. Because she's drawing female characters and she draw them sexily. Yeah, this female artist who draws sexy female characters, that she's a misogynist because of the virtue that she draws female characters that are sexy. I think that's one of the primary reasons. Also because of actually see my last stream if you want full coverage on that. I think you should stop drawing women. Wow. Imagine saying this to a Japanese artist who just want to innocently draw a female character from a very popular American TV show or a very popular American fictional media. Imagine a Japanese artist who have no clue in who doesn't speak English very well, and somebody says this without irony. Somebody says this, but actually this has happened in the timeline. Somebody says this without irony and they actually deleted it. And this is one of the hooplas that just actually pisses me off. apparently what happens is there's a Japanese artist who drew something, and then people in the bottom posted memes saying delete this, or I will delete this. Anybody who does this, who draw this or draw this specific character, I will kill them or whatever. And they do this ironically. They do this as sarcasm, but unfortunately, machine translation from the Japanese, machine translation from Twitter, or machine translation in general, is unable to convey this sarcasm to the respective Japanese artists, and that's why they took it very seriously. And if this is a Japanese artist and they say, I think you should stop drawing women, they might take it seriously, unfortunately. But it's just the nature of social media. And social media on Twitter, especially English Twitter and social media, it's like 80 to 90% US-centric. Let's face it, it's US-centric. The US-centric English social media on Twitter is US-centric. And there's also this, take men's rights away 2020. No more men, society has passed the need for men. Well, if you're into that sort of thing, I would suggest you to arm up, and I would like to lead the crusade for the fight against the gender. If this is a declaration of war against the other gender, then I suppose we should start this war immediately and try to find out who is actually on the top and who is on the bottom. Seriously, are we going to do this? But there's, yeah, this is just one of the forms of the cancellation, but it gets, man, bad placement. I want to talk about this though. If you're so worried about this virus, why don't you just stay home or wear your mask? I wore one mandatory recently, and now I have an infection in my nose and on my face. Where's the solution? My husband had to wear a mask on a business trip, and now he has chlamydia. In case you missed it, chlamydia is a sexually transmitted infection, which means that this particular husband is doing something that is very unfaithful to this particular relationship, let's just say. Do you mean the chlamydia, the STI? No, he got it from the mask. Well, apparently you can get chlamydia from wearing mask. That just happened, guys. What's next? You get HIV from wearing mask too? You get herpes from wearing mask? Unless there's another illness with a similar name that didn't show up on a Google search, because it really sounds like you're telling folks your husband cheated on you while he was on his business trip, and it told you it was from a mask. It's like a freaking Dr. House episode. It's a House MD episode where a lot of this character drama. Do you have a sex? Do you have sex with this particular person? I can't do Hugh Laurie's voice. Hugh Laurie's voice from House is very distinct. Oh man. Very, very innocent. NTR day. Anyway, review. SpongeBob SquarePants. The battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated combines nostalgia with... Hey! Forbes! Oh, sorry, Forbes. Sorry, Forbes. I misread that. I thought that was the other N word, and I think this is about as good as time as any to bring this back. Where is that? I need that sponge. I need that SpongeBob. I need that SpongeBob meme. Do you guys remember this? SpongeBob's official account tweeting this.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for...
Okuyasu, cancel me, please. I just said the N-word. Oh man. Oh, actually, might as well play that. Okuyasu, I heard it as clear as day. I just said the N-word. What is wrong with you? Seriously. There's nothing wrong with this article, but there has to be a much better word than it. I can't believe millennials and younger generations are so progressive and radical when we watch as kids. Wait, seriously? This is the episode where Squidward in SpongeBob goes on strike, and every single time Squidward tries to go strike to strike against the establishment, to strike against Krusty Krabs, it doesn't go very well to both parties concerned. Wait, do you guys watch the full episode for this? I'm pretty sure this episode ends with Squidward and SpongeBob having to work with Mr. Krabs forever. To an eternity or forever. I forgot how it ends. And then it literally ends with them on... it literally ends with freaking the Skull. Skull Squidward and Skull SpongeBob working in the Krusty Krabs. One of the darkest endings for the freaking show, come to think of it. But yeah, essentially, this is not good for you. This is not very good for you. You didn't watch the full episode. This is fucking bait. Come on, y'all. Oh man. Oh, my mouth started to get hurt. Yeah. You must not have been paying attention to the episode. SpongeBob was being manipulated and used by Squidward, even though the whole reason SpongeBob wanted to strike the work was exclusively to get his job back, and even Squidward was against destroying the Krusty Krabs. So yeah, SpongeBob completely misunderstood. Actually, SpongeBob is representation of the Antifa, of the clueless Antifa who thinks that destroying everything is gonna somehow fix everything, and Squidward is the representation of all the peaceful protest. Putting it that way, SpongeBob is a lot deeper than I thought. Maybe I should watch SpongeBob again and notice all of these real life parallels that actually kind of fucking interest me. Oh man. Maybe I should watch that procrastination episode. And in the end, SpongeBob and Squidward have to work the rest of their lives forever. The destruction of the property always made things worse, but you're so caught up in your Antifa power fantasy that you don't realize any of that. The episode's message is basically don't destroy property in order to send messages, or else you're gonna make things worse for yourself. Lol, dude, that's the dumbest interpretation of this episode I've heard. But that's how the episode ended. That's how the episode ended. That's how the story goes. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. There's that hoopla with SpongeBob. Also, there's that hoopla with the journalist, GameSpot journalist who couldn't finish the level, but that was a dumb topic for another time. Actually, I might have done a video on that. I will probably do a video on that. Oh no, not that video on SpongeBob. Maybe sometime in the future, but I'm busy. But anyway, let's talk about this. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a cautionary tale for a lot of artists, especially foreign artists out there who don't understand English and don't understand how the English Twitter social media works, because this is unfortunately a very naive and unwise move from this particular artist. But we'll read through this because this is this is really, really rage-inducing. This fucking account. He ordered commission, but he didn't pay, and he blocked me. He published my unfinished work by his account in DeviantArt. So yeah, essentially what happens is you got this artist over here, and they got into a bit of a DM with this particular account. Can you draw Klonoa being hugged by Erna and Felicia? Yes. Is it order or commission? And is it Klonoa this? About Emma, there's some Emma. Please tell me which Emma. And Felicia from Dogstalkers. Is it a commission? No, it's a request. Yeah, I think by this point right there, by this point right here, saying that it's a request, you absolutely need to you absolutely need to clarify if there's payment involved, because when this person says it's a request, that means that this person is not going to pay you for it. So again, very unwise, but really need to make sure to not get fooled by these people. So anyway, you can request for a commission, but there are definitely requests that are done without payment, that you can do without payment. So anyway, sorry, I do not accept requests now, but someday may call for requests. They request to me. I can accept for commission, please. Okay, so he pretty much switched from a request to a commission. Well, in that case, I take back my argument. So this guy is hitting, no, this guy is actually asking for a request, but he just masked it as a commission. So, okay, thanks. Sorry, I must go on. How much can you pay? 10,000, is that 10,000 yen? 10,000 yen. That's not $10,000. Definitely, it's gotta be 10,000 yen. Okay, Google. 10,000 yen to US dollars.
10,000 Japanese yen equals $93.26.
$93? Damn, if you're gonna pay $93 for that, that's not bad. Okay, I draw a draft image. Please wait till tomorrow. Is it ready? I woke up now. I'm in Japan, so time is different in your country. I will draw it today. No worries, just take your time. Thank you for your kindness. By the way, how can you pay? I can get payment, PayPal, or Amazon gift card, and which painting color you like, analog or digital. I got Amazon card, analog, please. I see, my analog paintings like this. Is it okay? Yeah, like that. Thanks. Please wait for my draft. What kind of Emma clothes do you like? Uniform, swimwear, casual wear, naked, and so on. I would say school uniform. Same goes for Felicia. And essentially, this artist finished it. This finished the draft. Finished the draft and colored the draft. And what happens in the end is it will be 1 week tomorrow. Please tell me when you pay you can. Don't worry, I already have it in my Deviant card, so thank you, bye. And then this person proceed to block the artist. So yeah. This is one of the reasons why asking for commissions in general. I think you guys need to see Nerd City's video on this. Nerd City's video on asking for commissions on artists in general is fucking amazing. You need to see that video. Great video, amazing video. Check it out. Just go to YouTube, so type in Nerd City Artist Commission, Nerd City Artist Commission video. It's really good video. And in that video details the best kind of way for artists and people who want to commission art for that artist, and the best way to do this business. Now, this particular example right here is the artist finishes the art first without asking the payment. So you work your hard ass off for the art. You give the art to the person for free, and the person got the art. And the person doesn't have to pay because they already got the art. So again, doesn't exactly guarantee you didn't exactly get the money. You didn't exactly get all your hard work paid off. So essentially, what in the video, Ali suggesting, what the video suggests is that you do it half and half. So you do draft, you pay a certain money, and then they'll do the draft, or you pay a certain money and then they finally finish it. But unfortunately, because both the artist and the commissioner can be fucking dumb, there are certain parts where the artist, you pay for $50 for a draft and the artist just gets away with it, and they just didn't do shit for like 6 months, and they just ghost the person, and you pretty much lost the money. And then there's part where the person who commissioned the art is doing the dumb thing. So it's a difficult transaction. It depends on the artist. It depends on the person who commissioned. You're gonna need to put yourself in a very good way, a good position, so that both of you can benefit from this particular transaction. And unfortunately, there are scum like this particular person over here who just straight up exploited this artist and grab the art for free. And yeah, please don't do this. It's just bad. It's really, really bad. Freaking art thieves, choosing beggars, and it's unfortunately the beggar got what they want. It's one of those choosing beggars where the beggar got what they want when they shouldn't get what they want. Don't be like this, people. Don't be like this person over here. And to all the artists out there who are accepting commissions, please be aware of these kinds of customers, because these kinds of customers do exist, and they are going to exploit you, and they're going to make sure that you have a very bad day. So there's that. Why is the chat pause? Did I do something? Did I do something that actually blocks this particular thing? Oh. I thought the chat's blocked. Anyway. Botch amateur restoration of Spanish Baroque painting leaves art collector stunned. Why does this happen every... Why? Why? Why does this shit happen again? Why do you give peace paintings to people who can't do paint? Who can't paint? Come on, yeah, this is Essay Homo Part 2. It's that drawing again. It's that Essay Homo drawing. Why are you giving it to people who can't do it? My God. What were you doing? Speaking of artists screwing up. Man, another Spanish painting botched by restoration. Well, at least you got the original, but god damn. Okay. Then there's also this. Porn... Okay, this is an account says porn guy. Petite means small. She's a 33-year-old. She's a petite woman. Shinobi is a cute petite woman. Weird that you're trying to justify your attraction to childlike characters by showing women with a body type similar to that of a child and who are also dressed like a children. I think what this guy is trying to say is that there are adults out there who are petite. Okay, there are adults out there who are small. There are adults out there who are petite and actually small like that. It's a thing that exists in this realm of the universe that we're living in, and you might not accept it, but unfortunately that's the truth of the situation. And weird that you're trying to justify your attraction to childlike characters by showing women with a body type similar to that of a child who are also dressed like children. But the problem here is that this particular account likes lollies. Damn, bro, that's crazy. Wait, what does this look like lolly in your likes? So yeah, this person is trying to criticize this person's lolly taste, but this person also has a particular taste in lolly, so it happens. Unfortunately, a lot of these people trying to cancel each other, they're not exactly guilty of the things that they're trying to accuse either. But body type does not equal to age, I'm sorry to tell you. Body type does not equal to age, I'm sorry to tell you. But isn't that what you're trying to say in here? But isn't that what you're trying to say here? Isn't that what you're trying to accuse this guy of? Body type does not equal to age. Yeah, that was this guy's point. And you and you used it against yourself so that you're the one who is vindicated in your argument. So to put it simply, it's okay when you do it. It's okay when I'm the one who's enjoying the lowly, but this guy over here, it's not okay when he's the one enjoying the lowly. Is that what you're trying to say? Come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. Come on. Moving on. Saw this tweet going around. Just wanted to bring attention that this artist draw highly suggestive sexualized art of prepubescent girls. Okay. Some days I seem to forget how to paint and choose colors that make excuse me, no sense. Both have around the same amount of work, but I colored the second one again from the beginning after a long night of sleep. Okay, there's nothing wrong with this. Maybe you should show the art, the specific art of the highly suggestive or sexualized art of prepubescent girls. Oh, hold on a second. That can be considered spreading child porn, at least by your standards. Please report their Patreon. Just scroll down, click those three dots, and report this creator. Something they've done outside of Patreon. This creator. Oh my god. Seriously? And unfortunately, Patreon has this really stupid law where apparently this stupid policy where if you do something terrible outside of Patreon, they're gonna straight up ban you as well. But it is possible for people to be canceled this way. But I mean, just block this account instead of going to their Patreon and telling them, hey, this person should lose their entire livelihood. How about just block them in general if you don't like their art? If you think that their art is immoral or problematic, etc., etc., just block them? I mean, why is that so hard? Come on, yeah. And also, one of the artists that got canceled last week was this particular artist over here named Mirrorside. This is the kind of stuff I get every day for just drawing. It's increased tenfold because of drawing of a fictional character's butt. If you think drawing something you can see in any anime is worth my depth, I don't really know who has the real problem here. So, this artist decided to draw Fugo from JoJo Part 5. This character over here. Yeah, this artist decided to draw Fugo from JoJo Part 5, draw the butt of this particular character from JoJo Part 5. And a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people consider her, oh my god, this person is underage, this person, you are a pedophile and you need to die, etc., etc. And some of these tweets consist of this person saying, yes, draw a minor whose backstory is fucking sexual abuse, you fucking pedophile, die. Please kill yourself. When will you stop sexualizing kids and die? Bruh, block me already. Mirashat is a pedo. So, block this person. If you can't handle that, how about you just block this person already? So, yeah, this person got bullied for this particular thing, for drawing this character over here. Trigger warning: mentions of underage not safe for work. Me trying to send awareness to my 530 Instagram followers because I have over 20 mutuals following Miraside. Unfollow Miraside. This is the art of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Fugo, whose backstory explains him as a child sexual abuse survivor. He's a minor, not safe for work of a minor. It doesn't affect that. It doesn't matter that it's fiction because fiction affects reality. No, it doesn't. No, define what do you mean as fiction affects reality. What are you talking about? Do you think that people who are looking the art of this particular art over here is going to immediately turn to pedophiles? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that reality doesn't work that way, but I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. Report, block, don't support not safe for work art of minors. Please don't support them. Also, sweet darling baby Miraside, if you see this, fuck off and get therapy because this is the reason that people hate the JoJo fandom. You're sickening. This is the reason why people hate the JoJo fandom, that there's not safe for work art, not the fact that, I don't know, an artist got sent death threats and an artist being told to die. It's the artists who draw not safe for work art of JoJo fandom is what makes the JoJo fandom bad. Not the death threats and telling the artist to kill herself. No, not that one. It's the not safe for work art. Certainly, definitely that one. Anyway, hashtag Miraside is over party. Haha, good. Also, I think I started the spread of Origin of Drake Abaccio. Seriously? Yeah. Canon Tong wearer Fugo. This person just draw not safe for work art of JoJo characters. It happens. I'm sorry to say this to you, but this has existed for a while. I mean, come on. This has existed. Mirror-sided sexualization of underage characters. Yeah, I wonder why the JoJo fandom is getting despised. I mean, my god, the JoJo fandom has grown so much to the point where it's starting to turn into the My Hero Academia fandom. Just starting to police people for characters, for drawing certain fictional characters. Did you guys miss the time where JoJo is this niche thing that not a lot of people really know? It is a very popular anime, but it's not as popular as a lot of other animes. Then part 5 comes in and puts itself to the mainstream eye and everybody now loves JoJo. And now everybody decides to hop into the bandwagon and pretty much, by the definition of everybody includes also the My Hero Academia fans who are going to police others for drawing characters of this. I mean, seriously, come on, yeah. I'll stop commissions for a bit after this batch need to unwind. Suddenly, someone, I will pay you to draw cute nude Narancia. Well, I mean, if you're gonna draw Narancia or any other characters from JoJo, if you're gonna draw freaking Giorno as well, Giorno, Abacchio, Narancia, any of those characters, go right ahead. Bruno as well, go right ahead. go right ahead and draw these characters. What's stopping you? What's stopping any of you? And it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Are you saying that people who draw these are automatically going to be pedos in real life? Is that what you're saying? I mean, it's freaking JoJo characters. It's JoJo freaking characters. I mean, how can you look at this and thought, yes, this person over here is obviously a child, or look at any other JoJo character and say, yeah, that JoJo character over here is obviously a child. I'm not talking about that black girl in part 3, or that black girl in part 3, or that black boy from part 2. I forgot their fucking names. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about Koichi. Actually, yeah, I'm probably including Koichi on that one too, but still. The bitch blocked me before I can say anything. But here's a list of things that happened: looting or minor who is a CSA survivor, Fugo, whitewashing of a character of color. Whitewashing a character of color. Wait, hold on. When has this person whitewashed Abdul? Okay, I need to see that. When has this person Seriously? 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 That's not whitewashing. How can this be considered whitewashing? I mean, that's Femme Abdul. This is how I'd imagine Femme Abdul would look like. How is this whitewashing? How? How can you consider this white? This is clearly a darker skin color. Maybe maybe this is what happens when you expose a black guy or a black woman with too much light. This is what happens when I have too much white in me. It's called lighting. It happens. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have ever understood the concept of lighting, but this is something that happens. Colors, how do they work? Miraside is over party. Maybe if she didn't sexualize minors and whitewash black people. She doesn't. How is this blackwashing? Oh my god. Yeah, these people think that this is blackwashing. And you know what? I'm gonna give huge props to Miraside for being able to recognize that these people are fucking nuts. Because these people are fucking nuts. So I'm giving huge claps to Miraside. Go claps for you. Go claps for being able to deal with this shit. A lot of artists have been dealing with this shit and they couldn't deal with that shit. They just quit their account and don't draw in social media in general. But you persisted. I'd say that's absolutely base. Absolutely base. And I want more artists to be like this. Because these people are dumb. Seriously, these people are fucking dumb. Remember, kids, whitewashing characters and looting minors is not okay. It's the opposite of okay. Okay, when has she whitewashed a character? One, and when has she looted a minor? When? Are you seriously going to consider any JoJo character a minor? Why are you putting these arbitrary standards? Apparently, the fact that this person draws characters in a way that you don't like is good enough reason to declare theft. Good enough reason to hire 40. Actually, you're not gonna go that far. I mean, let's be real here. I mean, one thing that I need to tell everybody here is that every single person who throw all of these death threats and these telling one another to kill themselves, whatever, they're not gonna be able to hold themselves off in an actual fight. That's for one, for sure. And two, they're not gonna call the police. And that's a funny thing, isn't it? If you consider that these are child porn, call the police. But they don't call the police. They have to do their Twitter vigilantes. They have to do their Twitter vigilante activism. But they didn't actually call the police. They didn't actually consider this child porn. It's almost as if they're doing this for attention. Because that's what they're doing. If you are canceling her, do it now. We got the evidence, all the info. Yeah, you got the evidence, then call the police. What's stopping you from calling them? You got the evidence clearly. Call the police. Call the FBI. Police, help! Police, help! Police, help! Police! We can do this thing where we come at her every 2 months. Let's just get it done now. So instead of calling the police for, this is looting minors we're talking about here. And this is a serious accusation. But instead of calling the police, you just cancel her on the internet. That works very well. That works pretty much fine. But they don't like the police. Well, you see what happened with the Chaz and the fact that the people who got assaulted by the Chaz, like, they're demanding police. There's that guy who was, I think I saw the video of the guy who was talking about how Chaz is amazing. He was recording about how Chaz is amazing. He was recording this graffiti or whatever. And then somebody stole his stuff. And then it was like, thief, 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 or something along those lines. Whoa! Whoa! You just made Kira black. I did not know that. You just made Kira black. I knew it. Finally, they have come into the conclusion that blackface Kira likes to blow people up. Oh man, why blackface Kira? Why would you do this? My name is Yoshikage Kira, and I'm going to blackface y'all. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Trigger warning: pedophilia, murder, LGBT phobia. LGBT phobia. I'm sorry to say this, fam, but if you're a fan of JoJo, I'm sorry to say this, but if you are a fan of JoJo, you seriously cannot consider yourself straight. I am sorry, that's just a fact. And I'm telling you, anybody who's a fan of JoJo and says that they have a LGBT phobia, they can't be. All y'all gay. that is impossible for JoJo fan to have LGBT phobia because they're all gay. Since Mirror-side is under the impression that fiction doesn't affect reality. Okay, what is this? It's increased tenfold today because of a drawing of a fictional character, but if you think drawing something you can see in any anime is worth my death, I don't really know who has the real problem. Oh, that's the previous tweet. So, what's the thread? Fiction has always affected reality in our culture as we know it. How? Do you think that people who draw these, do you think that a drawing of a fictional character's butt is automatically gonna make people pedophiles or rapists? Movies portraying the minority group to be evil or books changing people's views on sexuality? First off, citation needed. Pick me, what movie has portrayed the minority group to be evil? Which movie? What movie? Name me the movie. 1. And 2, please tell me when this movie is released. Because there's the historical context where the movie is released, and there's the time where maybe it's not the movie that's actually causing racism, it's the racism that's being represented by the movie. As in, it was the reality that's affecting the fiction on hand, not the fiction affecting reality. You got that backwards. Depends on the movie. Media... or books changing people's views on sexuality. Again, which books? 1, which books? And 2, which people? And 3, which? Many citation needed on all of this. Media is something that constantly changes our mindset. I'd just like to mention one thing that I learned the other day. In Silence of the Lambs, a character by the name of Buffalo Bill was introduced. We all know about his desire to be a woman, etc., despite producers confirming that Bill isn't transgender. He's been represented as such by the media and was a spark to the trans panic defense. Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that people watching Silence of the Lambs immediately turn transphobic? Is that what you're trying to say? The trans gay panic defense is literally being referred to as the Buffalo Bill Law. So a law is named after a fictional character. Oh no, something happens, something that exists in real life is named after a fictional entity. That never happens, ever. This law is currently legal in about 42 states. Citation on that. This is just one of the many examples of fiction affecting reality. No! You got that backwards! No! The trans gay panic defense has existed way after the film. If that's what you're referring to, you got that backwards. The trans gay panic defense has existed way after, or maybe even before the movie. It has existed completely out of the movies, in the movie's freaking environment. It is not because of the movie that the trans gay panic defense existed. It's just that they take the name from a specific fictional character and use it for a law. If I'm going with your argument right here, I think you got things freaking backwards, fam. This is just one of the many examples of fiction affecting reality. No, you're wrong, but go on. I could mention the many murders of LGBT people admitted to be inspired by movies. Go on. Name me one? No? Okay, moving on then. Here's a study on why fictional child porn still harms children and people who few interact with said material. Source repository. I can't see that. Unfortunately, but no, it doesn't. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. It has been disproven so many times. There's a freaking thread disproving that last week. I can't exactly check this right now, but yeah, sorry. No, this is just not true. It's not applicable in reality. I'm sorry. Y'all defending a pedophile could not be me. You don't need to sexualize the image of a child to make a living in the art world. Just draw furries like the rest of us. Yeah, but people can also draw sexualized furries that are underage furries or cub art porn. And I'm just saying that there have been quite a few cases in the furry community where they actually, some of the furries have actually been jailed for child porn. I think there was this one hoopla that I saw on social media where there's this furry who had a roommate who is also another furry, and this furry apparently has been hanging out with this other furry, but this furry has child porn, and this furry got swatted, and this furry got arrested for child porn, and this other furry, and it is like, I tried to tweet on social media, I'm so scared as fuck. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. Oh man. By this particular logic, if we should draw furries, we should engage in the furry community, then we're the ones who are going to be engaging more and more into the actual child porn. I just don't understand why the furries attract these kinds of people. I just don't understand why. I mean, the actual thing itself, there's nothing inherently wrong about it. It's just the people that it attracts. It's just fucking... Anyway. Okay, hear me out. Don't sexualize minors, love. Anyway, what's your guys' favorite part? Just found out that an artist I used to follow on Instagram is someone who whitewashes characters. Not proven. That is not true. And lewd minors. I am at my limit, you people. No. Stop sexualizing minors and acting as it doesn't aid normalization of this type of shit. Don't know much about this, but I feel like I can talk about it as a child sexual abuse survivor. Never sexualize minors. Yeah, there are also child sexual abuse survivors who disagree with you. How are you going to disprove that? I don't care how old they look or act, they are still minors at the end of the day, and drawing them sexually is disgusting and horrifying to say the least. Anyway, hashtag Maricide is over party. Yeah, again, this hashtag is trying to cancel this particular artist because this person whitewashed a character, which is not true, and draw lewd characters of JoJo, which... Anyways, Maricide is over party. Imagine making pinups of minors and whitewashing people color. Again, that's not true. Reminder, the ships Abagio, Brugio, Also, reminder, she ships Abagio, Brugio, Josuhan, Gilmis, Jonadio, Jotapol, etc. Seriously? You're gonna attack this person for ships right now? Also, what? Jotaro and Polnareff? What's wrong with Jotaro and Polnareff? I know that Polnareff is a lot older, but Jotaro, yes, Jotaro is still in high school at the time of part 3 at least, but I mean, have you guys seen how Jotaro look like? You can't distinct that. Jotaro, if I tell you that Jotaro right now is a 17-year-old, they go, nah, that's not a 17-year-old. Seriously? Jonathan Dio? What's wrong with Jonathan Dio? That's what happened. That happens, I guess, too. Bruno Giorno? Josuhan. Who's Josuhan, fam?
What?
The pairing with Josuhan?
What about?
Josuke?
Rohan.
And Han. Rohan. Oh, Rohan. Damn. Yeah, but seriously, what's wrong with these? Oh, man. Yeah, there's also this. Well, we're waiting. Hurry up and die. Yeah, set the JoJo snap. But come on, y'all. How about... No. You go to her and you kill her instead of you asking her... No, again, as I said many times before, these people who tell these other artists to go bankrupt and die or whatever, or to go to kill themselves, they just don't have the balls to do that. And if they don't have the balls to commit to the actions that they're asking these other artists to do, then why even bother appealing to them? Why even bother appealing to these people? Don't appeal to these people, seriously. Anyway. This is the kind of stuff I get every day. Oh, this is the previous tweet. Don't draw minors in those situations then. How fucking hard is it to grasp that concept that fiction can affect reality? You mean can? Is that what you're trying to say? You mean can affect reality? Is that what you're trying to say? Because this is clearly going against your particular argument. Bro, are you fucking serious? I like them. Yeah, there are a bunch of tweets. The cancellation is just immense. I'm just amazed that this particular artist got so many people hating on her or him or there or whoever. It doesn't matter. Point is, this artist got hate. A lot of hate. A lot of times being cancelled because of drawing JoJo characters, for fuck's sake. Yeah, bitch. It can't go through your bone-ass head because you're a fucking pedo, you whore. Wow. I guarantee you all that these are the same people. The absolute same people who are gonna call out harassment, sexualization, or cyberbullying, whatever. Cyberbullying is bad, harassment is bad, except when it's harassment to the people that I consider okay to harass or cyberbully. Sexualizing minors is not okay. When if they aren't real, that's still fucking disgusting. It's like sexualizing Jojo Siwa. She's like the same age as Fugo. Have you seen fucking Fugo? Ah, my God. Just had to block someone for putting a pedo incest fiction doesn't equal reality shipper on my timeline because they were e-begging to fund their cancer. What? I don't know. Maybe cancer is what you get when you're a self-proclaimed freak. Whoa! Holy shit! This tweet is really old, but holy shit! What the fuck? This tweet is old, but god damn! Straight up, yeah. This person draws something that I don't like. This person who draws something that I don't like needs fund for cancer. Yeah, I wish this person get cancer. Holy shit, man! This is it. This is the mentality of the Phantom Police. These are children. These are literal freaking children. They are unable to accept the reality that's in their face. They're going to do their best to make sure that people that they don't like are going to get canceled, are going to have some sort of a comeuppance to them because they just personally don't like them. They despise them. It's just the mentality of internet in general. And yeah. I cannot believe that no kink at Pride people are coming out swinging this June of all years. Kink is part of Pride. Nobody is out there fucking. Minors are not stupid. Oh man, I am so
Police! 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 Help! Police! Help! Police! Help!
Yeah, I am not gonna start off an argument by saying minors are not stupid when we're talking about in the context of sexualization. Yeah, I'm sorry, but saying that minors are not stupid in the context of kink or pride or any sorts of sexual activities kind of puts you in a very, very not good spotlight. They understand what they're seeing. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't. I'm sorry, they don't. If they don't, it's your job as a parent to explain it. How about don't expose them to this shit? I mean, Jesus Christ. Don't expose them to this sort of stuff. Things that they might not understand, that they actually don't understand. If you really don't like it, keep your kids at home. This neurotic repression is what damages children. Not seeing a couple of lesbians in dog colors growing titties out. Are you telling me that seeing a couple of lesbians in dog colors going titties out is not going to damage children? What the fuck, dude? Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my! Okay, I'm. Jesus fucking Christ, dude! Jesus fucking Christ!
Police!
Purity police. Children should be allowed pride because they can recognize. Children should be allowed pride because they can recognize their sexuality at any age. No, they don't. They don't. No. Also, purity police. A minor witnessing a distantly abstracted representation of sexuality in any context is both an active and tacit endorsement of pedophilia. Yes. 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 I am sorry to say this, but I don't think you should deliberately expose these minors to these things. My God. Adding to that is obviously there's a fucking line. There is shit that is inappropriate, but for fuck's sake, learn some fucking nuance. I don't think you're given really that much nuance when you say that kids wouldn't be damaged by seeing a couple of lesbians in dog collars. What the fuck? Jesus! Moving on. Speaking of cancel culture, Jenna Marbles is ending her YouTube channel after old problematic videos resurface. Yeah, this has been a topic that's been talked about by pretty much every drama channel out there. There's a video where this YouTuber Jenna Marbles is doing blackface and people really hated that video, but the video was like years and years and years ago. I mean, freaking Justin Trudeau did blackface. I don't know what he's got. He's the Prime Minister of Canada. He did blackface and he got fucking get away with it. I mean, is this gonna be a time where we cancel Justin Trudeau right now? I mean, there's so many people who did blackface back in the day, back in like 10 or 20 years ago, decades ago. I'm sorry to say that they've been better persons now. I'm sure if they've been doing it like that right now, then yes, you can probably cancel them. Actually, no, don't cancel them regardless, but still, Jesus. Nothing positive can grow until get rid of everything negative that came in the past? Jesus, dude! What the fuck, dude? What the, dude? No, I'm sorry, dude. That's just wrong. That is just wrong. I am sorry. That is just wrong. I'm sorry, dude. Nothing positive can grow until we get rid of everything negative that came in the past. Yeah. Do you know what the things that are negative that came in the past? Like World War II? Remember that? Remember how very negative that was? That was a negative thing that came out in the past. Are you saying they were just gonna delete that? Delete that out of people's memory? Pretend that it doesn't exist? I'm pretty sure nobody wants that. Nobody wants that to anything, but apparently it's okay if we do it to other artists, do these YouTubers or whatever. They're how about that? Good step in the direction. No, I can't tell if this is sarcasm or not. Even another recent era is like a recent era user is like, no, I don't think this is. Come on, I can't tell if this is sarcasm or not. I think history has been pretty clear that if you do not go in and completely cut out the cancer, it continues to grow and fester, usually at the expense of minorities and people of color. So what you're saying is pretending that the Nazis didn't exist, or doing any sorts of historical revisionism, or any sorts of historical straight up butchering or purging of any sorts of historical data is going to be beneficial to minorities and people of color. Is that what you're trying to say? Because my God, this movement is looking more and more like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to cancel out all these people who have used hate to get where they are today once and for all. Isn't that what you're doing? Isn't that what you're trying to do? Think about how many new views and opportunities this is opening up for minorities. Excuse me, for minorities and people of color. Yeah, but pretending that history doesn't exist though. I mean, Jesus, pretending that history doesn't exist. I mean, how fucking diabolical does that have to be? Let's be real. Let's be real. Most people getting comeuppance now for their past sins are white bastards. My God. Yeah, even if that's true, which it isn't, are you still gonna ignore the fact that you're pretty much saying that it is okay to remove parts of history just to for the benefits of women and people of color, or minorities and people of color, or minorities and people of color, women and people of color? That's a more accurate term. Minorities and people of color that minorities include people of color. Whatever. Oh man. And I think that's all the more reason to allow slightly more leeway to rectify past mistakes, especially when you have essentially broadcast your personal life for years. Like an earlier post said, revenge should not be the point here. Personally, I feel that there's been a status quo for far too long. Racist does racist stuff, eventually gets called out for an oops, sorry moment, and then everything moves on. Yeah? Isn't that how it's supposed to be? What kind of repercussion do you want? What do you want? What do you want to happen to these people? Do you want them to lose their jobs? Do you want them to destroy their livelihood? Do you want them to die? I'm pretty sure you want these people to die. That's what you want. At the end of the day, they might as well just die. Lose their jobs or whatever. I suppose that's just one step, but dying is, I suppose that's the preferable option for you, I guess. There's rarely any actual accountability to the millions, billions of people they've insulted, or likely even any proof they've already changed as a person other than upgrading their not wanting to get found out as racist stats by +1. If it was in their heart when they made it, it's very likely still there. You know, there are many things in the past that was in my heart, and that was in my heart when I made it, that I regretted, because that's what happens when you are a human being. Okay, what happens when you're a human being is that you grow, you change. The opinions that you have in the past, that you might have taken it to heart, that you might be passionate about, that you disagree with right now, because you grow up, you change as a person. I'm sorry, but that happens. If you can't accept that happens, I don't know what to tell you. If it was in the heart that they made it, it's very likely still there. No, it doesn't. I don't think they have to be ended a person or anything, but like I said, I have them turn over their profits to POC endorsement. Seriously? they should. Yeah. Just redistribute the wealth to these particular causes that I agree with. That's not a solution. That's just you e-begging. That's not a solution to solve their racism. That's just you e-begging to these people that you don't like to make sure that they donate to the charities that you agree with. And they should graciously let themselves start from the bottom again by renouncing their own successes as they're basically successes of the backs of minorities. But you're still not gonna let them go though. Even if they do all of this, even if they do all of these things that you suggested, they're still not gonna they're still gonna let you go. Unfortunately, people's memories are fucking like they're constrained. They're claustrophobic as fuck. There's only one side of it. They still remember what PewDiePie did back in the bridge. They still remember what JonTron did, even though it was years ago. They have moved past that. It doesn't matter at this point, but there are still people who still remember that for some reason. Fellow survivors, you can DM me, but I'll be outside. I can't read tweets anymore. I've grown up twice already. Have you ever cried so hard that you could breathe as a whole body hurts and barely crying and more screaming because it's impossible to do this? Oh, isn't this the person? Oh my God. Holy shit. This is the person. Oh man, I didn't have the tweet listed above. But essentially, this person says, man, if you have any sorts of evidence, if you have any sorts of proof that you didn't do the things that we accuse you of, then you should dismiss those because it hurts women and minorities or something. Have you ever cried so hard that you couldn't breathe and your whole body hurts and it's barely crying and more screaming because it's impossible to do this? I wish I was dead in the same way I wish I was dead 2 years ago. I can't protect myself and I can't protect others. They will find reasons to discredit us, why we deserve it, why they are victims. We should not be believed, why we should be isolated. I failed to set back on my own healing in my bones, the people I have failed to protect by not talking. I used to love this industry with all my heart, all my soul. Now everything in it makes me feel scared. So essentially what you're trying to say, what this person is trying to say is that if you have any sorts of evidence, if you have any sorts of proof to discredit all of these false allegations that these people make, well, you're hurting these people's feelings. You're hurting these people's feelings. They make these people these people want to kill themselves because they made these false allegations. I mean, as I said before I started the stream, two things can happen, all right? It's either the person who accused this made a false allegation and it's either the person who accused this made a false allegation and the guy who got accused is innocent, or the guy is actually guilty and the person who made this is innocent and actually got exploited. Either of those things can happen. Actually, both things can happen even. Both things can happen, or maybe neither of those can happen. Anything can happen because both of these people and these sides are human beings and they're fucking idiots. I'm sorry to say this. Yeah, and this also brings in a bit of a discussion, a bit of a debate in regards to the dating game, especially for the dating game for the, I suppose, the dating game for the content creators or creators in general or very popular people who got canceled because they have a relationship with fans or something. Some of them got canceled because of, we'll get to some of them who actually got canceled, but let's get to this in a bit. So Grums asked, Mark Kern asked, leave my questions open for a bit. What's the best way to ask someone out in the era of cancel culture and online witch hunts safely? I haven't seen a good answer yet, especially if it turns out the person does not like you now or later. My advice is don't. My advice is, honestly, do not ask out anyone in this era of cancel culture and online witch hunts. Even you people in the chat, you are vulnerable to being canceled. You are vulnerable to being hounded and brigaded by some random guy or some random girl who decided to use their power and influence to cancel you. It happens. Unfortunately, there are the people who are actually being genuine about this, the actually good people who are actually trying to get a romantic partner in life in the internet, they're so very few and far between. And I'm actually very lucky with me and my girlfriend. At least we've been doing this well for a year now, almost a year. But there are many people out there, many people out there who are just straight up thoughts or straight up sexual abusers. It's just unfortunate. It's just, I don't even know. There's really no right answer to this entire thing. It depends on the person. It depends on the situation. It depends on a lot. Human beings are different. If you're afraid of cancel culture or online witch hunts, it's probably because you have reason to be. You're not the victim here. I suspect haven't seen a good answer really means haven't seen an answer I like, because there are many good answers in the replies. Okay, hold on a second. The good answer that I'm seeing is treating women like people, quote unquote. Okay, first off, define treating women like people. Because clearly not a lot of these people who got canceled don't treat women like actual people. Well, what do you treat them as friends? Is that what you're trying to say? Just treat them as just your normal people. If you ask them out, if they say no, then don't. If that's what you're saying, is that what you're trying to say? Because the thing is, you can still be blamed for that, even if you don't do anything to the women. Like Angry Joe did nothing. Angry Joe did nothing to actually sexually abuse the women or whatever, according to the allegations. But he still get accused anyway. So at 6760 doing to $1, I honestly wish the dating game didn't have to turn into a Russian roulette. Exactly. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. And yeah, these online witch hunts, these cancel culture, it happens to the dating game. Everybody got affected by this. You as well in the chat got affected by this as well. So one, big yikes. I don't really feel I need to comment further. Two, you do know he tweeted this out before receiving any replies, yes? A question tends to have to be asked before receiving any answers. Hence, I'd imagine why he asked the question, to receive good answers. Yes. You don't get it. The fact that he even had to ask the question is itself the sin that makes him a witch worthy of being burned. That's how these idiots think. Okay, so what you're trying to say is, that Mark Kern, a guy who's married, by the way, this guy is married. This married guy asking a question, what is the best way for someone now in this era of cancel culture and what online witch hunts to ask someone out, to date? What is the best way to do it? That's a genuine question. Apparently, because he asked that question, that automatically means that he's a predator. That automatically means if he doesn't know the answer, that means that he's been doing it wrong all this time. That means that he's the predator. Is that what you're trying to say? I'm gonna be honest for a second. There's a reason why most of you all alone. You just don't understand consent at all and wonder why women won't tolerate the nonsense anymore. Grow up. Whoa! Are you saying that this married man, Mark Kern, doesn't understand the concept of consent? That's the reason why he asked the question in the first place, okay? What is the best way to ask women out? Because even if you ask for consent, they were still gonna find a way to cancel you. Okay, there are women who made false allegations. Even if both of you are consensual, even if both of you are consenting to a particular sexual relationship or are consenting into sleeping together in bed, this particular woman might have still find a way to accuse you of sexually assaulting her, and when she did not consent. Even though both of you consented, the truth can still be twisted by these people. That's why he asked the question. But unfortunately, in these people's mindsets, women can do no wrong. Women can just accuse people and get away with it. Women can just accuse people and they're gonna be 100% right all the time. That women can do nothing wrong. Even though in actuality, both sides can be wrong. It's I'm sorry to say this, but it happens. Agent Simp. Yeah, because that's what you did. Certainly you weren't being a petulant little brat, feigning bafflement at the concept of how to treat women like people. Again, Jovini the Hyena donated $5. Asking equals to not knowing consent. 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Yeah, again, treating women like people. What? Define that. Define that. We have asked consent, okay? There are many times where people are on the internet, okay? They had a sexual relationship with a woman, okay? And it is very much consensual. The woman didn't drink or anything. The woman is not drunk. Both of them are not drunk. They consent to they'll stay together in a hotel and they fuck or whatever. They have sex. They both consented to that, and yet the woman didn't like the sex. They did not like the fact that they sleep together, and they accused this person of raping her or sexually assaulting her, even though it is consensual. It is a consensual relationship. So again, even if you treat the women, this is a two-way street. I'm sorry, this is a two-way street. You can't just treat women like people, because the women that you treated might not be good, might not be the good people. This is why people are MGTOWs. This is why people don't want to do the dating game. Now, there are definitely genuine women out there who are actually good, who are actually trying to get us an actual romantic partner. But unfortunately, men have been so freaking jaded by a lot of these dating games to the point where they just it's so hard to find a good woman. anymore. At least the perception is that it's just too hard because the women, because in their perception, women are either thoughts or they're just thoughts. A lot of women are thoughts, or at least in their perception. Now, I do believe that the women who are being genuine exist, but yeah, I don't think my viewers or pretty much anybody that my mutuals on Twitter don't have this perception. So, or at least not as optimistic as I am. They're a lot more cynical than I am, to the point where they don't do the dating game anymore. So, yeah. So anyway, I am stepping down from my beloved project to properly deal with the personal issues of my life. The lives of my family and my own are shattered. I am deeply sorry to everyone hurt in this. There are hundreds of talented, passionate people striving to build an experience for you that you do not deserve to be associated with this. I wish them all the best. By the way, I noticed you're talking a bit better. Yeah, my tongue started not bother me. I suppose I received the power immunity. I got used to it, but still. It kind of hurts a bit. I'm still trying to get through. So yeah, this person over here is stepping down for beloved project to properly deal with the personal issues in my life. This person over here got canceled because, this person is married. When he starts a relationship with you, he knows he's married. This is why he doesn't want to talk on the phone or FaceTime or have things sent to his home. His marriage has been confirmed by 3 people. I was with him for a year on and on before finding out. So yeah, essentially what this person does for stepping down from a beloved project and personal issues is because this person cheated on his wife. This person cheated on his wife, and the person that he cheated on did not disclose the fact that he is married. So, yeah. Again, this can happen both ways. I'm sorry, the dating game involves human beings, and human beings are fucking stupid. That's just the reality of the situation. Dating game involves human beings are fucking stupid, and yeah, that's just the reality of the situation. And there is also this. My name is Erica, and I've been sexually assaulted with Harry Styles when I was 15. Sure. I don't have any social media, so I created this account. Sure. Because my cousin told me about the girl that has been assaulted, so I decided to share my story too. This is the picture I took with him at the hotel. Now, this picture over here, this picture that this person took on the hotel, with the person covered, it's actually not a picture of this particular account with with Harry Styles. It's the person of another person with Harry Styles. So, yeah, this thing can happen, okay? This thing can happen. So, for the people who say that, hey, we need to just treat women like people, we need to understand the concept and the meaning of consent. People do, at least for the most part, attempt to treat women like people. But unfortunately, there are some, but at least in the perception of some people, there are many women who don't honor that. There are many women who don't treat other like people. These are the Karens, these are the Stacys, these are the thoughts, or whatever the incel term that are going on there. I don't know. But essentially, there are people who refuse to go on relationships because they perceive that there are many, many women out there who do not honor, who do not treat others like human beings, the Karens or whatever. Now, I'm not saying that people on the chat who are women are all thoughts, Stacys, and Karens. Of course not. I'm just saying that there are people who perceive that you guys, or you girls, or you women in the chat are all thoughts and Stacys and etc., etc. And that's just the cynical view that some men have, or at least the some men that refuse to go into the dating game. So, yeah, it's just, I don't get it. And I kind of feel bad for the women who are actually genuine, who are actually good people, who are actually trying to get into relationships, who are actually, they can't find relationships because the men just refuse to, they just don't want to go to relationships because of the toxic cancel culture, or the toxic mentality and everything like that. So, yeah. They just give a big bad name to women in general, and yeah, it's bad. So anyway, gaming is facing fresh allegations of sexism. One Gamergate survivor, oh fuck off, Gamergate survivor, has advised for women coming forward. Gamergate survivor, oh no, I am survivor of a hashtag. What this hashtag is a serial killer and decided to kill people left and right. I missed the part where Gamergate is killing people. This hashtag Gamergate is killing people, or that people are killing others in the name of Gamergate. I'm kind of missing that part, but Jesus. Also, when am I on the stream? Why am I on that part that early? I want to talk about something else. Hold on. Is that it? Ooh. I suppose that is it. Let me try to bring you guys to the one and the angry, the booms. Boomer, I miss you. Warren Ellis, Castlevania writer who made Alucard have gay anal sex, outed for sexual misconduct. Billy. How does one is related to another? Netflix's Castlevania was written by a man who didn't even play Konami's video games. Warren Ellis using the popular franchise as a conduit to flagrantly beat viewers over the head with the liberal progressive agenda by turning Alucard into a sex-starved dampier, and even had him engage in gay anal sex during a threesome with 2 Japanese twins, which for the record, he was raped for it, or at least as far as I recall, but go on. Well, the degeneracy that flowed through the fingertips of Ellis and onto the script of Netflix's Castlevania didn't come out of nowhere, as reports have surfaced indicating that Ellis allegedly had been grooming young females for many years and engaged in sexual misconduct. This just goes to prove that not all sexual predators are male feminists, but every male feminist is a sexual predator. Billy, this is, I think this is a bit of a stretch. You know, Billy, if I make my own gay anal sex Castlevania fan fiction to Alucard, all right, does that mean that I am a sexual predator? Because that's what you're trying to say here, Billy. The people who make these gay stories, these progressive agenda, sex-starved stories that engage in gay anal sex, these people who make these yaois are apparently also sexual predators. That insinuation, Billy, come on. I don't agree with that. I do agree that a lot of male feminists are sexual predators, but I disagree with the notion that everybody who writes gay anal sex fan fictions are all of them are just sexual predators. Come on, you're pissing off the Fujoshis. And I mean by Fujoshis, I mean the actually good Fujoshis. Because there are bad Fujoshis out there. Harvest Moon one roll getting brigaded by SJW story of season oh wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very interesting thing to talk about because there's a bit of a story between Harvest Moon and Story of Season that I think you all need to understand. So in the PC gaming show, there was a new Story of Season game, Story of Season Friends of Mineral Town, which is basically Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town. The GBA version of the game is being remastered and remade for the PC. But it doesn't take the Harvest Moon name. It takes the name of Story of Seasons, which is another name for the entire franchise. Now, the people who actually develop Harvest Moon are the ones working on Story of Season. Those are the people who develop Harvest Moon. They are the ones who developing Story of Season. But Harvest Moon, the actual franchise, is still going, but it's being handled by an entirely different team. It's being handled by an entirely different developer. And these developers have essentially turned Harvest Moon into trash. They have pretty much turned Harvest Moon into straight up trash. And everybody didn't like it. Nobody likes the current Harvest Moon. The older Harvest Moons are great because they're done by the team who did Story of Season now. But the newer Harvest Moon, straight up trash. Straight up trash. And now that we got both a new Story of Season game, or at least a remake, a port of a Story of Seasons game, a remake, I think it's a remake, and a new Harvest Moon game at the same time, go with Story of Season. I mean, it's made by the original team, made by the original developer, and Harvest Moon completely, they stole the name Harvest Moon from that and just straight up butchered it. So, yeah, straight up trash for Harvest Moon. But if you want to know how trash the current Harvest Moon, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Game footage not final. I fucking hope so. Look at this. What is this? What kind of, this is a modern game. This is a game in 2020. It's a game in 2020, ladies and gentlemen, and it looks like this. Come on, y'all. This is the Harvest Moon right now. Compared to Story of Seasons, which might as well Google right now. Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. Now that game is more of a remake, but at least there is an excuse. But at least because that's a remake, okay. At least that is a remake, right? At least that game is a remake instead of an entirely new game that looks like that. And yeah, this is hold on a second. Let me try to bring up story of seasons right there. And yeah, this is more of a remake of the game. It looks fine. It looks pleasant as fuck. It looks nice and everything like that. But at least again, this is more of a remake. Whereas the other one is an entirely new game and they look like that. I mean, My Time at Portia looks better than this. Actually, buy My Time at Portia instead. Or freaking Stardew Valley is much better than this. Looks much better than this. It looks like a generic Wii game from the late 2000s. Exactly. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. It looks like a GBA game. Yeah. Looks terrible. But one angry gamer decided to defend this. Why? Because Harvest Moon is not anti-SJW. Because Harvest Moon is on the anti-SJW side. And the Story of Seasons is being invaded by those evil SJWs. With Story of Seasons interjecting identity politics into the remake Friends of Mineral Town. Yes! Apparently that's the reason why one angry boomer decided, let's just forget the fact that the people who made Harvest Moon the people who made Harvest Moon right now stole the name Harvest Moon so that Story of Season didn't get enough recognition. Let's just ignore that fact. Actually, he doesn't ignore that fact. He just straight up dismisses it, but we'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, Harvest Moon One World May announcement was a relief. At the very least, it was hoped our escapism was going to remain an escape, not another vessel for the localization team's political ideology that changes based on the current order of the progressive stack of the day. Yeah, so either you take a shit game, you take a game that looks like shit but doesn't have political ideology, or you take an actually genuinely good game but has quote-unquote SJW identity politics ideology, or at least by Billy's own standards. And Billy's own standards is that everything is SJW, everything is progressive agenda, and I have to point it all out. Yet at the same time, Natsume was silent on the details of the game other than a few tidbits of the players exploring multiple environments and towns, along with a description that could be interpreted as multitude of ways. Gamers were forced to wait for further information about the game. Yesterday, a new trailer dropped during the New Game Expo and saw re-uploads rationed hard. Yeah, because the people who handle Harvest Moon right now, they're fucking trash. I'm sorry, excuse me. At first, I was perplexed by what was happening, cursing my luck. Perplexed by what was happening, it's because people disagree with you. I'm sorry, Billy. This is a very perplexing concept for you, I know, but people disagree with you on the internet. Cursing my luck, I presume there was some drama, some statement, or some event that transpired during the day to usher in such ire against the game. Yeah, as I explained earlier, the people who actually developed Harvest Moon are working in Story of Seasons. The people who are working with Harvest Moon right now are stealing the name Harvest Moon to make their trash game. Well, it's dead, I thought, but it must be covered. So I delved into the issue to discover what had unfolded, only to discover there was no drama. We'll get to what his definition of quote-unquote no drama, nor any debacle of any nature. The trailers were being brigaded by SJWs. Oh, no, those evil SJWs. Story of Season fans. Nearly every comment where comment sections are disabled are the attacks on the game and promotion of Story of Seasons. It's hard to separate the antagonistic posts complaining of the graphics with those who might legitimately take objection with how the game looks. Sadly, this comes about because the localizers for Story of Seasons decided to include Seriously, that's it. That's this SJW progressive agenda that's being invaded to Story of Season. That's it. They just include gay marriage. That's all it is to it. It's not some progressive agenda. It's not just hate Trump or whatever, orange men bad. It's just that they have gay marriage. That's it. Anyway, it's hard to separate the antagonistic posts complaining about the graphics with those who might legitimately take objection with how the game looks. Sadly, this comes about because the localizers for Story of Seasons decided to include gay marriage. Oh, how dare they? How dare they include gay marriage in this video game while changing dialogue and names despite their iconic status. Jeez, Billy. Anyway, sadly, this is what happens when you invite social justice warriors into your community. What happens? That people complain? That people criticize somebody who stole an IP's name and decided to use it to make trash? Oh, how dare they? There was a time where people weren't keen on Harvest Moon, but respected it was going on its own thing after Marvelous decided to move localization in-house. No. By your definition of respected, you mean, fucking trash. Now, people accuse Natsume of stealing the name, conning people, and spew endless vulgarities and insults just because the game isn't Story of Seasons. No, because they took the name Harvest Moon and they make trash games with it. Graphically, the game looks average, nothing inspiring but far from horrible. Watercolor shading looked beautiful in the crops, and it would have been nicer if the game carried that style throughout in entirety. Other than looking mediocre, there's no controversy or problem with the game. Perhaps it will be lackluster. That is not something that can be determined for such a short trailer. So, what you're saying is, Billy, you'd rather have a shit game with no gays than a good game with the gays. That's what you're trying to say. Because again, Harvest, it's Story of Seasons, a remake of Friends of Mineral Town, which my brother played a lot. I play some, but it's mostly my brother and my sister who played it. And it's a great game. It's freaking Harvest Moon, or at least the older Harvest Moon. And you gotta compare it to the newer Harvest Moon. I mean, come on, there's no contest. It's not something that can be determined for such a short trailer. Live simulators like Harvest Moon, My Time at Portia, and Story of Seasons live and die on their writing and events, not their graphics. Whether one world succeeds or fails, we will learn later this year. Seriously? Big fear on the big gays, is it? One angry boomer. Let's check on the comments. Let's check on all of these SJW invasions. Feels like Natsume is getting worse at making these games and trailers. Oh no! Fucking SJW! How dare you have an opinion on this game? At least Story of Season Friends of Mineral Town looks fun, even if that game also has cute, simple graphics. Is Natsume even trying anymore? Nah, they're just sucking money for those stupids who's still supporting them because of the name Harvest Moon. Good luck to them. I'm gonna wait for FOMT's release on Friends of Mineral Town's release on Steam. Go emulate A Wonderful Life or Magical Melody. If you want a 3DS or 2DS, get A New Beginning. If you want a Switch, get Story of Seasons game. PC pre-order Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. Thank me later. Fucking base. These comments are fucking base. Where's the SJW? I'm not seeing the SJW here, Billy. Am I seeing, where are the SJWs? Where are the Antifa guys? Where are the guys who say Orange Men bad? Those are the SJWs. But I'm not seeing the SJWs here. I'm seeing people who actually have good, legitimate criticism. Weak ass graphics reminded me of PS2 and Wonderful Life. He's right though. Yeah, but it's Harvest Moon. I understand they're going for a more simple art style, just looks lazy and unpolished. The real Harvest Moon is Story of Seasons. You should check it out. Fucking absolute base. Muhammad Rafi, you are absolutely fucking base. Real Harvest Moon is Stories of Seasons. Fucking base. Seriously. Where are the Antifa guys? If you ask them, Fam! What? Get back here and dress up an Antifa again.
Why?
Fucking... These people are absolutely fucking base. I don't get the problem. What are these SJWs you're talking about, Billy? Really base. Absolutely base people. Oh, speaking of base, let's talk about The Last of Us 2. Not only on Metacritic, I've never seen a video game got universal hate across all 3 video games from in a Chinese language across different regions, regardless of political spectrum. So yeah, the Asians don't like this game. The game sells very well. It sells 4 million copies in the first 3 days, but I mean, it's Last of Us 2. It's the most anticipated game of this year. Of course it's gonna sell very well. It's to be expected. But the Asians don't like this game. On Taiwanese video game forum, Bahamut, it got overall 4.2 out of 10. The website reviewer got accused of a Sony Naughty Dog shill, got so much downvotes. The website reviewer got accused of a Sony or Naughty Dog shill, got so much downvotes that they had to pull off the reviews. The reviewer had to issue an apology to public and kind of admitted he gave a positive review to keep with good terms with Sony. Well, fuck you, Sony. Fuck off, you fucking nepotistic fucking bastards that you fucking... My God! Holy shit, Sony! On mainland China, NGA Video Game Forum gave it 1.6 out of 10. One of the popular video media shares a post that called out Sony China has a history of blacklisting media who criticized the game. On Hong Kong protester forums, its discussion post got overwhelmingly downvoted. They even opened another post to collect the memes to criticize the game. On Korean forum, the discussion of The Last of Us 2 are overwhelmingly negative. Some Korean streamers just deleted the game and posted on social media. There was that guy, there was this video of a Korean streamer who straight up took the copy of the game and cut it to pieces. The motherfucker just took a copy of the game and just skizzed it. Fucking amazing. So yeah, this game really did not get a good reception for the people in Asia. And it also didn't get a good reception for the people in Saudi Arabia because, well, we've already discussed this, the game is banned. Last of Us Part 2 is not available in Saudi Arabia regions or United Arab Emirates. The website Saudi Gamers confirmed that this is due to the strict regulation of sexual and LGBT content and that no modification will be made to try and get around this. You know what? Considering the LGBT content in the game, where pretty much they portray Ellie as a morally ambiguous, like not a definitively good person. So they portray Ellie is not a definitively good person. They portray Abby is not a definitively good person. Only Lev is the one that's actually legitimately good. But even then, the game doesn't treat him very well. Him? Her? I forgot. But seriously. I love how The Last of Us 2 has been criticized for being too violent or too depressing, and yet there's Nier Automata, which did some of the exact same stuff and was praised heavily. Yeah, the difference is, Nier Automata isn't as depressing as people make it out to be. Yeah, it gets depressing on the latter parts, but for the first few parts of the game, there's the freaking scene where there's a robot that talks about sex and it's so fucking awkward. It's awkward and funny and hilarious. I mean, yeah, you can say Nier Automata depressing, but only like the latter bits. Only like when A2 comes into the game. But for the first few bits where you're still playing as 2B, it's actually quite humorous. It's actually quite wholesome in some parts. But nope, Nier has Android girl ass and Kane, so it gets a pass. Yeah, that's actually also a good argument, but Skizzers. Did I say skizzers? Skizzers. Oh, shut the fuck up. I'll pronounce it however I want. Thinking about it now, I can see how this tweet got a bit of a bad comparison. My apologies. Keep in mind, I am basing my opinion off of what I've heard about the game. Of course. So please take my opinion with a grain of salt. We already did. I don't really know the whole story. Of course you don't. The hate for The Last of Us 2 Part 2 is incredibly reminiscent of game. Oh my. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like The Last of Us Part 2, that means you are part of Gamergate. You are part of the online hate mob hashtag campaign that wants to drive women out of gaming. Or something along those lines. But mainly it's that the most vocal detractors say they hate it because of the story, when it really it's because they can't handle diversity in the medium they define their lives by. Yes, it's definitely because they can't handle gay people or LGBTQ people. It's definitely because every gamer is one angry boomer sitting on their freaking writing their articles and talking about how the gays are invading the progressive are invading the gaming sphere. Just like Gamergate wasn't actually about ethics in games, it is actually about ethics in game journalism, but you people misconstrued it as harassment against women. Most of those barraging the game Metacritic with low user reviews really aren't upset about The Last of Us Part 2's narrative. They really are upset about The Last of Us Part 2's narrative. I mean, okay, the game is out now, so might as well fucking spoil it. I mean, they upset that Joel got killed, and he got killed because of some other character that we only know just now, and this character killed Joel because Joel killed the character Abby's dad. So again, it's the cycle of revenge story that's just being done to death, and Abby does a lot of the revenge stuff and pretty much gets away with it, while Ellie doesn't do the revenge stuff. At the end, at least, she doesn't do the revenge stuff, and she's the one who's get punished. It's kind of baffling to me that the game has some really weird, conflicting moral message. It reminds me of that time in Life is Strange 2. Remember that time in Life is Strange 2 where you have the option to steal from a store? You can choose to not steal from a store, or you can choose to steal from a store. So if you don't steal from a store, the racist will catch you. This racist guy will catch you. The racist guy who says, "You're the reason we need to build that wall." He's going to capture you and it's going to chain you up. But if you steal, he's gonna do that. But if you don't steal, he's also gonna do that. So at this point, it makes no difference. But why give us the option to steal? Wouldn't that make his racism justifiable? Wouldn't that make him to be the one who is making the good point that they definitely need? That the main character is the reason that he needs to build the wall. It's the same goes to here. I mean. Why is it that Ellie, who's the one who gets punished when she's the one who's done with the whole revenge thing, when Abby's the one Abby's the one who still continues with the whole thing. So, yeah, there's a lot of criticism for The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, I've already know the story. I've already seen the game. I've already watched the game, quote unquote. Watched the game, played the game, and just basically watch it on YouTube. We know the story, but yeah, the criticism that people have, it's pretty much warranted. By all means, criticize the game. Yeah, that's what people have been doing. That's what people have been doing, and you paint it as Gamergate. But also play it first. You see, the thing about The Last of Us Part 2, the thing about Naughty Dog games in general is the fact that Sony and Naughty Dog is very sensitive about people spoiling the game means that the game is very heavily story-based, right? It's a very cinematic game. And with a game that is as cinematic as The Last of Us Part 2, you can treat it as a film. I'm sorry to say this, but you can put the gameplay elements aside and treat the game as a film because the game is like 60 to 70% story. Same goes with Persona. As much as I hate to say it, but it is true. And when freaking Atlas tells you that you should not spoil freaking crucial plot points of the game while you're streaming. For Persona 4 Golden, yeah, they made this tweet saying, everybody who streams Persona 4 Golden on PC, please do not spoil like the ending or whatever. I mean, it just kind of highlights how important the game story is. And when the game story is that important, you can pretty much treat it as a film. I'm sorry to say this. I am so sorry to say this. But anyway, sure, there are probably some legit, and watching the, but play it first. You can't base an opinion on leaks and watching The Last of Us 2 footage on Twitch for an hour. Actually, I watched the game for 10 hours. I watched it like a freaking Netflix show. Still doesn't make the story any better. Sure, there are probably some legit negative day one user reviews, but the vast majority are likely from those who haven't played the game. The vast majority are those who know about the story of the game, who actually recognize that the flaws of the stories of the game, who know what the fuck is going on. They don't even actually have to play the game. It's seriously. I'm also interested in hearing how people in marginalized communities feel about how The Last of Us 2 handle character representation. I'm a straight white dude. Oh my god. Dude! I'm a straight white dude, so it's not my place to comment. I'd rather listen and learn. Oh, by the way, before I go on and say, oh, but you say that people should play Nier Automata first. Actually, no. You can just watch Nier Automata you can also watch Nier Automata as well. You can watch the cutscenes on YouTube as well. You can try to grasp the overall story of the game through that medium as well. As long as you understand the story. But don't claim that you understand the game's story when you say that you haven't... you've only heard about the game instead of, oh, I don't know, watch the game's cutscenes on YouTube. At least do the absolute fucking bare minimum. So, anyway, where was I? Yeah, Nier Automata does have better gameplay, so that's the one that you should buy instead of watch on YouTube. But you can at least watch it on YouTube and still at least try to understand most of the story. But anyway, where was I? How naive am I to play as something as intense, harrowing, beautiful, and utterly terrifying as The Last of Us Part 2 and expect gamers to love its maturity and innovation? Maturity! The Last of Us Part 2, maturity. I'm sorry, those two sentences do not go. Those two sentences do not go with each other. I'm sorry. That's just no. Maturity in The Last of Us Part 2 is non-existent. It's not a thing. Okay, Shadow of the Colossus is infinitely more mature. The freaking Spec Ops: The Line is infinitely more mature. Freaking Metal Gear Solid is infinitely more mature. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid, the game that has the Metal Gear Solid 4 specifically, the game that has a guy that poops on a freaking barrel. Yeah, that game is infinitely more mature than The Last of Us Part 2. Nier Automata's PC port is bad. It is. And expect gamers to love its maturity and innovation instead of complaining about featuring a gay female lead as an apparently unrealistic SJW pandering apocalypse hero. Now, to say that The Last of Us 2 is SJW pandering, well, that depends on what you consider to be an SJW pandering, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's just the story that's shit. That's the story that's shit. That's the one that matters the most, at least to me. They fucking grow up and appreciate what someone as nuanced, as masterful as this... Fucking grow up and appreciate what something as nuanced and masterful as The Last of Us 2... Seriously? Max Payne 3 is more nuanced than The Last of Us Part 2. As this doing to set the creative and technical bar for our industry. No, it's not. Games don't exist to appease some bullshit, pathetic male fantasy. Lara Croft has pants now. Fantasy. Lara Croft has pants now and smaller boobs. Actually, Lara Croft still has big boobs. Even in the remake Lara Croft still has very big pair of fucking titties. So, you clearly haven't been playing a lot of video games. I mean, for God's sake, I play Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I can safely tell you that Lara's boobs are still fucking big. Clearly, you're the one who hasn't been playing a lot of video games. Oh, man. Oh, God, oh, bit my tongue. Oh, God. Oh, that hurts. There's honestly nothing out there quite like this franchise. There is. There's honestly nothing out there quite like this franchise. Yeah, there is. Spec Ops The Line, that's one. I already made a video on it. Persona 4 Golden, I even dare to say that. Persona 4 Golden, that's one. Freaking Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Freaking Max Payne 3. Max Payne series in general. There are many games. There are many games out there that are just like The Last of Us 2 that actually does the theme even better. Actually, a lot better. Actually, I might as well ask the chat. Guys, name any game that is better than The Last of Us Part 2. Shadow of the Colossus. That's the one also that actually induced the effects of feelings of guilt to the player without actually the needs of shoving it right up to your freaking face. Actually, the plot of the Shadow of the Colossus is just in general, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. So, Charles of Cold Steel, exactly. Freaking Tetris is better. It's groundbreaking and layered and affecting in so many different ways. Clearly, no. The Zero Escape games, Witcher 3, Xenogears, E.T., the Atari is better. And yet people out there designed to tantrum over the fact that it follows the stories of a diverse group of people. Yeah, clearly it's because they have a story of LGBT people. It's not because story is shit. It's not because of that, but do go on. Sometimes I'm proud to be a part of the gaming community, and other times I straight hate it. Way to take us all 2 steps back. Well, that would imply that you are part of the gaming community. That would imply that you are part of it at the first place, which clearly you're not. But yeah, people have already suggested BioShock, Persona 3, Persona series in general, Stalker, SpongeBob, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Like, fucking grow up and appreciate what something as nuanced. Yeah, we've been through that. Anyway, what? This is the Gamergate survivor that we're talking about, I guess. One, a high-profile journalist writing a book about online radicalization told me recently that all his research kept pointing back to gamer... And he regretted not taking it more seriously. I'd like you to imagine an alternate timeline where we took it seriously. Maybe don't. We have stopped the massive disinformation juggernaut on Facebook before it wrecked American politics. American politics is already wrecked without you doing so, but okay, do go on. Women in tech were begging Facebook to act on this as we realized these tools destroying our reputations would be welded against others. The online radicalization pipeline of YouTube would have been acted... Wait, hold on. The online radicalization pipeline of YouTube aren't the most popular YouTubers these days the BreadTube guys? Aren't those the ones popular these days? They're the ones who de-radicalize people from the whatever political opinions that you really don't agree with. Well, 6716 donate to $1. Fuck off, Brianna Wu, just go away. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Seriously, go away. Pipeline of YouTube would have been acted on before it recruited an entire generation of angry young men to extremism. Reddit would have moderated the Donald before it could have become a disinformation. This is literally, now this has nothing to do with anything at this point. Move on. Metaphorically, Gamergate was our moment to kill baby Hitler. I'm moving on, I'm sorry. Okay, what is this? I would take the criticisms of The Last of Us 2 story more seriously if they weren't mostly coming from people also screeching about how the transgenders are ruining gaming. Well, I don't think the transgenders are ruining gaming. In fact, considering the inclusion of a trans character in Catherine, I don't think she's ruining gaming at all. I think she's great. So, I'll play The Last of Us 1 on stream soon. Haven't actually played either game. Haven't actually played. at least if you don't have to play the game, at least watch the cutscenes on YouTube. I'm a huge fan of the first game and about 6 hours into part 2 and have no complaints. The story is great so far and the gameplay is incredible. Trust me, the people complaining are just bigots that also know nothing about storytelling. No you. One, no you. And two, I would respect your opinion until you call people who disagree with you bigots. Who don't know about storytelling. Moving on. Whole lot of crying ass virgins in here crying over not getting them anime titties. Okay, what is this? So Sony let The Last of Us 2 have a full-blown tits out, nipples visible sex scene rendered in highly detailed graphics and motion capture. Yet all of those games got censored for daring to show you a little bit of anime titties. Yeah, we talked about this last week. About how The Last of Us has a freaking sex scene, and that's pretty much fine, full-blown, tits out, nipples visible, but these Japanese games, oh, how dare they show sex? How dare they show these anime characters with tits? How dare they? Hypocrisy on Sony's part. But it doesn't matter. Whole lot of crying ass virgins here crying over them not getting anime titties. Well, unfortunately, these people do get anime titties. They just don't get them from Sony. I'm sorry, are you seriously thinking that this argument is gonna make me to buy PlayStation 5? Nah, fam, I'm good. Control's pretty nice though. Who cares? If y'all so worried about titties, just get a girlfriend, Lamau. Well, I do get a girlfriend. I do have a girlfriend. A lot of these people might already have girlfriends, and they're still bothered. They're bothered because of the hypocrisy, not because they don't get tits. They can get tits anywhere. It's the hypocrisy that needs to be... Well, these people don't want to get the point anyway, so might as well move on. I'm sorry, man, you can't jack off to your video games, man, but also this is your account. Dude. I mean, look at you. I mean, look at you. If you're gonna go... Look at you. Have you seen yourself in the mirror, man? Have you seen yourself in the mirror and consider this particular reply to be an own that you think it is? I'm sorry, dude, but considering how this profile picture illustrate the real you there, I'm thinking that it's not a very good rebuttal to do this. Oh man, why are people bombing? This is from an article. Why are people bombing the game? There are likely 3 reasons. 1, the game's prominent use of trans and LGBT characters. Wrong. 2, the spoilers for the game that leaked out ahead of time, where context-free, many people did not like the plot turns revealed. True, but even after the full plot is revealed, it's still shit. 3, perhaps some who have played the initial hours and don't like the game, albeit scoring it 0 out of 10 for clunky controls after a few hours seems extreme. Wow. You, a game journalist, talking about how people who give 0 out of 10 for clunky controls, aren't you the same people who couldn't get through SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated? You complain about the game because it also has clunky controls? Glass houses, guys. Glass houses. Okay. Also, The Last of Us 2 may be a joke to some people, but man, don't use this as an excuse to be a transphobic, homophobic asshat over it. Y'all, that shit stinks, and I can't stress this enough. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't want people... The Last of Us 2 is terrible, but just because The Last of Us 2 is terrible does not grant you the permission to be homophobic or transphobic to others. True. Not followed by Kaze Opinion Discard. Who? Who is Kaze? Who is this person? Dog, nobody knows who you are, but I'm happy for you. Imagine having 12.5 thousand followers and not knowing who Kaze is. Who are you? Who are you? Suddenly, I'm reminded of why I'm transphobic and anti-fate serious. Well, I know that you are transphobic and anti-fate serious, so good for you, Kaze. Also, why do you have a different account? Why do you have the same account but different ad that the moving on. Guys, an insider of Reddit just said The Last of Us 2 series is in fact mocap. No. This is false. This is fake news. Mocap, but they couldn't find actors who do it for the way they're farting. The whole scene is Druckmann, both characters. He mocapped each individually and forced an animator to mess it. This is fake news. Fake news. I've talked about this last stream, or at least I speculated last stream, but that turns out to be fake news, as I found out. I can't believe this even needs to be clarified, but at no point in the game did I film any new scene with Neil. Everything I did was alongside phenomenally talented and professional actors. Play the game, then give your opinions. And if you don't like it, that's fine. I love you. Well, not a lot of people like the scene, and a lot of people do make the speculation that Neil is fucking you. But come on, the character does look like Neil Druckmann in some way, and people make that parallels here and there. But the people make that conspiracy, I guess. I was one of those people who make that conspiracy, but not at well. At least you said it is fake news. Then fine, it's fake news, or is it? Well, actually, there was this image where it was somebody photoshopped Neil Druckmann's image on the top on this particular head right here. Now, the thing is, this is done, this particular mannequin here, this particular model is used for that scene, or at least I think it was used for that particular scene, and not Neil Druckmann himself. Somebody decided to Photoshop the head on there, but that's not true. That's not what happened. That's also fake news. But still, then you said this. Yes, I had to fill in and do mocap for some scenes for The Last of Us 2. This is standard in a business. Even Neil had to fill in some scenes with me too. Yeah. It was fake news. We agreed on this, but then you said this. Doesn't this don't? But which one was it? So is it fake or is it not? You're not exactly helping. Even Neil had to fill in. Yes, fill in. Yeah. This is also fake news. So yeah, this is apparently a Photoshop screenshot. This is apparently a Photoshop screenshot. This is not real. None of this is real. Just want to remind you all that there are people out there who like to put on this narrative, and I myself did that. But turns out it's fake. It is my apologies to everybody who is being misled into thinking that Neil Druckmann is actually fucking Laura Bailey on that particular scene. Although Neil Druckmann did appear on that particular card game, and that was definitely one of his ways of just jerking off to himself and completely making sure that he himself is the good guy on it. It's just a self-masturbatory fantasy on that freaking Easter egg. That Easter egg was fucking terrible in general. Jeez. Anyway. When Naughty Dog, oh yeah, speaking of that was fake. This particular news is fake, but you know what's real though? That moment in Uncharted 4 where Laura Bailey has to voice a black woman, Nadine from Uncharted 4. Laura Bailey, the white woman, has to voice a black woman, Nadine from Uncharted 4 in The Lost Legacy, and that has caused so many freaking controversies. And Neil Druckmann's excuse for this? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to grab that particular news that talk about this. It's so fucking hilarious. So this is old news, but this is one of the few news that where Laura Bailey actually got fucked by Neil. Metaphorically speaking, at least. So do you know the excuse that Neil Druckmann said? So yeah. Director Neil Druckmann met this question head-on, saying that Bailey was chosen after a general casting call was made. He said the development team was worried about the casting too, but that he elected to go with it after seeing Bailey's performance in-game. Druckmann said that not having cast actors based on their physical appearances is a strength of video games as a medium, as with Troy Baker's role as Joel in The Last of Us, and that elsewhere in Uncharted 4, there's a white character played by a black voice actor. Hold on a second. Am I seeing this? Where have I ever heard of this particular hoopla before? Wasn't there this recent hoopla where voice actor of a particular color voice a character who is a color that is not the same as them? Where have I ever heard of this particular hoopla before? But seriously though, yeah, Neil Druckmann is for once correct. There are definitely characters that are being voiced characters who are of a certain color being voiced by a voice actor who is in a different color. That exists. It happens all the freaking time. And yet for some reason, people these days decided to make a huge hoopla out of it and say that it's whitewashing or whatever, etc., etc. So now Reset Era make the post. Was it okay to have the black character Nadine being voiced by a white woman? And my fucking god, Reset Era, there are 41% of 41.5% of people at Reset Era said yes, and only 58.5% said no? What the fuck? There is, my god, ladies and gentlemen, almost half of Reset Era disagrees with each other. That's fucking amazing. 764 fucking races on Reset Era. Do you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? It is time for another round of Reset Era Civil War. Fucking let them fight, ladies and gentlemen. Let these people fight. Let these people fight. They're gonna fight at each other, gonna have a civil war at each other, gonna have this discussion. Is it okay to have the black character voiced by a white woman? Let them fight. Let them fight. Time to ban people left and right. And oh boy. I'd say this is the original post, but let's continue. I'm talking about Nadine from Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. She was supposedly added as a representation of powerful women in gaming. Mr. G donated $20, bruh. Thank you so much for the donation. $20. Holy shit. Thank you so much. God bless you, Mr. G. God bless you. Keep them coming, ladies and gentlemen. Keep them coming. My tongue hurts absolutely. My tongue hurts so much, even though I didn't actually show it. My tongue still hurts so much, but yeah. She was supposedly added as a representation of powerful women in gaming. It's completely tone deaf to have one of the few major black female characters in gaming and having her be voiced by a white girl doing an accent. Now, with a lot of pushback occurring for... Oh, by the way, Nadine is British in this one. So, a British black woman. So, I mean, a British black woman can theoretically still be voiced by a white woman who's acting British, or is acting British, but still. Now, with a lot of pushback occurring for having black or multiracial characters played by white voice actors, is it time for Naughty Dog to make few amends and change Nadine's voice actor for future roles? How many black voice actors land in AAA mainstream roles? It's messed up that the few black characters there are, white people are taking those roles. And what should making them things right look like? Should Naughty Dog go back and edit voices of Lost Legacy and Uncharted 4 with a new black voice actor? Or would a Twitter apology be enough? This is what they said last time. Well, they already addressed that. They already addressed this particular issue. So Neil Druckmann for once actually said right that it doesn't really matter on the voice act. It doesn't matter who's voicing what. For once, Neil Druckmann said something that's actually correct. But still, the fact that Neil Druckmann didn't tell Laura Bailey of this particular fact is one of the ways for him to screw her up, metaphorically speaking. But still. Wow, tons of posters posting it was wrong, but that poll is 60-40. Change can't happen without discourse. Let them fight! Let them fight, ladies and gentlemen. Let them fight! The 60 against the 40. Let them fight! Are guys also against Brit playing an American Spider-Man, an Aussie playing Thor? Oh, freaking Monica! Monica, stop crashing the fucking... Oh my god, fucking Monica crashing the fucking PowerPoint. Fucking Monica! Fucking Monica. God damn you, bitch. Fuck you, you whore. I don't want you back. Where are you? Where's the fucking... there you are. Fucking Monica coming in, ruining the stream. Damn you. Are guys also against Brits playing an American Spider-Man, an Aussie playing Thor, or British actors in lead American roles such as House? Hey! How about Matt Damon playing a South African with the accent and all? A British-born Matt Damon playing a South African. No, that was Leonardo DiCaprio playing a South African. I don't recall Matt Damon playing a South African. Where? At which film? I do know Leonardo DiCaprio playing a South African, but the white South Africans exist. White South Africans do exist. A British born despite his heritage, authentic British accent, all playing Gandhi. Oh yeah, it was Ben Kingsley playing Gandhi. How about Americans playing all Asian roles in English dubs of games and movies? Matt Damon played captain of South Africa rugby team. Oh, okay. I must have missed that film. I do remember Leonardo DiCaprio playing South African in Blood Diamond, the film. So, yeah, where do you draw the line? This guy is banned because of false equivalencies surrounding racism. I completely get why they're picked for the roles. Same way I get a white woman and has a vocal range that's required to be a believable black character is fine. Even more relevant. Same way I get why a white woman that has the vocal range that's required for a believable black character is fine. You know what? I'm gonna play that. I'm sorry. I am definitely gonna play that. I need that clip.
To mommy? Ain't no to mommy girl living here, so what?
Get your crackhead ass into some rehab. I ain't got time for this bull.
Fucking love that scene. Oh, fucking love that dub so much. Also, Okuyasu. Oh, I get why a white woman has the vocal range that's required to be a believable black character is fine. Well, as shown previously.
To mommy? Ain't no to mommy girl living here, so what?
Even more relevant, why didn't they cast some buff white chick to play Abby in The Last of Us 2 and instead settled for a petite white woman? Why didn't they take some Texan voice actor for Joel and instead opted for Troy Baker, which can't be further from that? Voice actors are taken by complementing the vision of the director. If someone matches for a role, he or she should match regardless of their skin tone, gender, or anything really. Oh man. And this person got banned, dismissing representative efforts and false equivalencies across multiple posts. Yeah, so many banning happened because of this, even though, again, the point of this story is that you can pretty much, it doesn't really matter on who you're voicing. I mean, human beings voice animals, for fuck's sake. Human beings voice animals. Human beings voice fucking toaster. It doesn't exactly matter on who you're voicing or what character. As long as you're voicing it good, I'm perfectly fine with it. And people are gonna be fine with it. Which is basically what Neil Druckmann said. And for once, I'd say Neil Druckmann was correct on that one. All that he did with what he should have done is actually tell Laura Bailey that she's voicing a black woman so that she doesn't get the butt into the freaking controversy. But okay. Yeah. There's also this. There's this bit of a hoopla involving the Kojima Productions Facebook page. How is or was your weekend? Share us with the best shot of your Death Stranding on Twitter. Please tag hashtag Death Stranding photo mode and share. You might get retweeted by the official Kojima Pro Twitters. Cool. So this Facebook account is talking about Death Stranding, and then somebody's like, boring as shit. Sold it to buy The Last of Us Part 2. The joys of the game reflect the quality of the player. Maybe it suits you more. Oh my god. Yeah, there was also that. But a bit of a scratch here. Before you all get excited with the whole, oh my god, that was such an ownage for this particular account. This is a fan account, so yeah. Damn it! I thought, god damn it, it was so cool, but it was still a good ownage. But damn it, I wish it would come from the official accounts. Oh, also, there was a brief moment where apparently The Last of Us Part 2, the user score just decided to disappear. Just gone. Completely out of nowhere. It just boom. Boom. It's gone. Completely gone. There's nothing about where the user score. It's just gone. Sony, Metacritic, what have you been doing? And the funny thing is, the user reviews are actually still in there. It's a bug that's been happening. And the 10 out of 10 user reviews, man. Look at this. Look at this absolutely brilliant 10 out of 10 user review from this particular user that I need to zoom in because it's just so freaking hilarious. Okay. It is the review for The Last of Us Part 2. Let's read it. A review by Black Moonlight over there. Let's read it. The fitness gram pacer test is a multi. That's not The Last of Us Part 2, but 0 out of 4 users find helpful. But okay, I suppose that counts as a review, I guess. A user review. Okay, what are your thoughts? Okay, Nintendo of Europe admitted. Okay, what is this? Nintendo of Europe just tweeted this in relation to Shulk from the newly released Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, available to purchase today. It's just Shulk. It's just Shulk being shirtless. It's just Shulk shirtless. It's just Shulk being shirtless. What's the admitted what? Admitted what? Admit what, Nintendo of Europe? Are you saying that admit that we're gonna fuck Shulk? Admit that Shulk is hot? Are you saying that we're gonna need to gush over this particular boy? I mean, I don't mind, Nintendo. I don't mind exactly if you're gonna make all the horny fangirls of Shulk out there just being horny for all the shirtless Shulk in there. But try do this to literally any other female character, Nintendo of Europe, and the reception is not going to be as pretty. I'm just saying, if you try to do this to any other female character in the Xenoblade Chronicles universe, Charla, for example, or freaking Pyra from the second game, or Mithra, or any other female Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade, you can even, if you want to extend it, Cosmos, but still, you can do it. You can do it to those. You can try doing it to those, and the reception will not be as pretty. Reset Era is gonna be like, oh no, Nintendo of Europe is bringing sexism and misogyny to the gamers out there. Well, by that logic, Nintendo of Europe is spreading misandry and man-hating, and absolutely sexism and misandry and man-hating on this. How dare they sexualize a male? How dare they sexualize a male character like this? How dare they? Nintendo of Europe just tweeted this in relation to Shulk from the new release Xenoblade Definitive Edition available to purchase today. What says you, Era? Seems like they're really feeling it. Are you? What says you, Era? Anything you like to admit? Now, to Reset Era's credit, they locked the thread. So this thread is pretty much locked. This thread is pretty much locked, and it's like, no, Nintendo of Europe, this is a disgusting thing to do. So, well, I guess if you don't like the sexualization of both, you're gonna not discuss the sexualization of both. But unfortunately, we have seen a time where you actually discuss about male sexualization and how it's perfectly okay, and female sexualization is just not okay. But for this one, I give Era credit for being consistent. But goddamn, Era. Goddamn. How about just male sexualization, female sexualization, perfectly fine, do it for both, go right ahead. There's nothing wrong with either of them. But unfortunately, there are people who think that one is wrong and one is not. Should I get Xenoblade Definitive Edition? I was wondering that a week ago. It's expensive. If you think that's worth $50 or $60, then sure, get it. But I think it's pretty fun for $60. Anyway, let's ignore the message that's been going on for weeks now, and people have lives too. Nah, lives impossible. Oh. Here we have a bit of a discussion, a bit of a debate between someone who is really, really into politics. I mean, really, really into politics. I mean, whoa, boy. This person is really into politics. They're mad that people have been fighting racism for weeks. Did you expect it to go away overnight? And someone who is not into politics. It's not that it's going on, it's that it shouldn't be your focus 24/7. Exactly. It's gonna keep on happening, but you still need to live your life. Otherwise, you have to wither your time away, being stressed out, not working, not supporting your family, and as I said, not living. Exactly. You can support where you can, but it's no excuse to waste your life away on one topic. True. It's one topic for you, but it's my whole life. It's black people's whole lives. I don't have the luxury of moving on. You can focus on so many things at once, like contributing to the Black Lives Matter movement and the effort to save Yemen. Stop being lazy and multitask for the rights of others. So what you're saying here is, give me money. That's what you're trying to say. Give me money. Give me money. Support me. Support the cause that I am supporting. No. I'm sorry to say this, but some people just don't agree with your cause. Some people just don't want to support their cause, or they don't want to dedicate their time 24/7. It's not that it should be your focus 24/7. Black people have no choice but to put our time in and be stressed because if we... Whoa! Hold on, did you just change your name from Diary of a Mad Black Lesbian to Diary of a Mad Black... Hey! Hey! Okay, moving on. And be stressed out because if we don't, they'll go back to killing us with no punishment, though they haven't stopped. It's privilege to want to break and to live your life. I can't live my life when it's being threatened, you Royal Highness. Yes, so privileged. Working out, food on the table, as if you don't take time out today to do the same. That's not the point at all. What the fuck? The point is you think it's fine to want a break. Working isn't a break. It's in the fucking word. No one is saying that you don't take care of your responsibilities. You can do all that and still contribute daily. Contribute to your own particular political cause? One that, unfortunately, not a lot of people care? I put what little money I could afford to be able to help, and you're still bitching at me. Yeah, exactly. This is the problem with modern activism these days. There are people who help and have helped, but there's still people who are like, oh, but you're not doing it enough. You're not doing enough to contribute to this particular cause or whatever. You have no respect for people. You just want to yell at people. I barely make enough to survive on my own. Now go take that shit somewhere else. It's not about money. It is about money. It is about money. It is about using your 10.5 thousand followers daily to retweet GoFundMes and petitions instead of porn. Really? Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god! All this entire issue is because this account tweets porn? Holy shit! Holy shit! How dare this person tweets porn instead of my political alignment, instead of the political cause that I agree with? Jeez. Do you think instead of porn you can't do that? Do you think it's just about money? Why should we do what you want? Exactly. Why can't you mind your business? She said what she said. If you don't like it, then get the fuck off her page. No, if you don't like it, then get the fuck off your page. Get the fuck off of her page. Posting petitions and raising awareness when you have a big platform is the bare minimum. I already do that. I already said I have. Your friend is plain harassing me to harass. That's scrolling and I literally see no fund me's, petitions, even simple awareness posts. I'm sorry, activism doesn't fit your aesthetic. It's... My god, these people, I swear to god. How dare you tweet porn? How dare you not tweet the things, the political causes that I agree with? Jesus Christ. I've already done that too, but your movement is not my life. It does not make me survive to do so. You are not my life. You do nothing to me. I have African ancestors. I have Native American ancestors. I have Irish heritage that paved the railroad. None of my family has even profited off of your backs. So get off mine. I have helped where I can and still struggle. Badgering me is just you badgering me. Seriously. Bro, you really need to fucking chill. There's always more to do and more to give. No. I'm sorry, but no. I'm sorry, but no. No. No one wants to join your cult. No one wants to adhere to every single one of your political causes 24/7. If not money, then time and platform, which you obviously have. But they don't want to though. And why do they have to? You're practically shaming this person morally. Just admit you care more about hentai porn than you do about Black Life. What's wrong with that? I'm sorry to say this, but what's wrong with caring more about hentai porn than Black life? I'm sorry if this sounds selfish as fuck, but Black life is not my life. And there are black people who don't care about other black people's lives. They only care about their own personal lives. It's not a race thing. It's just apathy in general. I don't care about black lives. I don't care about white lives. I don't care about Asian lives. I don't care. I don't care in general. What if I just want to tweet hentai? What? First of all, I'm a girl. Second of all, I have already said that when I see those GoFundMes and shit, I regret them. Read. Otherwise, honestly, what's the point in helping if you guys are gonna treat me like shit? Exactly. Exactly. Please normalize cutting family members off out of your life. Normalize not liking family members. You shouldn't have to pretend like your grandpa if he's a fucking Trump supporters. Seriously? I don't necessarily think Trump is racist. Fuck you, Dad, Trump is racist. And supporting him means you're also racist. I shouldn't have just to accept that my grandfather is racist. I should be calling him out the fuck out. Wow. I mean, cancel in 3, 2, 1. Cancel me. Cancel me all you can, but I'm just saying, fam. I'm about as apathetic as you can. Apathetic. That's just a part of me. Apathetic. That's just me. I just don't care. I don't care about black lives. I don't care about white lives. I don't care about any lives. Hashtag no lives matter. Hashtag no lives matter. Y'all should die. Y'all should be freaking nuked from orbit. Every single one of you, including me. We should commence Nocturne. Oh man. Yeah. This is 3 hours and 31 minutes. I'm surprised that I'm able to get through this entire stream for 3 hours and 31 minutes, even though I have a freaking canker sore in my freaking tongue. Not only this is the longest stream, but it's also fucking painful as fuck. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining in the stream. It has been an absolute pleasure. There's so many freaking cringy stuff. There's so many freaking things I just want to get pissed off at. Man, Alpha's taking the chaotic route. Yeah, I would actually take the true ending. Do you know what a funny thing about Nocturne is that I finished the game in the, what do you call it? I finished the game ending with beating Lucifer and becoming like the best freaking devil of all, and I just lead the entire army of devil just to beat the living shit out of everybody. Fucking love that shit. Abba lives better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining into the stream. Why are you downloading? Why are you? You've been downloading all this time and the stream is still fine? Oh my god! Oh my god, I am blessed! Thank you, Steam! Also, fuck you, Steam. Turn Lord to $1. Birthday tomorrow, 25 I'm old. Thank you so much for the donation. Keep them coming. Wow. Close. Right there. Anyway, see you all on the next stream next week. Take care.